between the Mount Allison University Mounties and the St. Mary's University Huskies. We will just listen to a brief moment of the anthem right now.
Glory, us and freed. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And there you have it, Eric Collard. Welcome back to the Eastlink airwaves as we bring live play-by-play coverage of this matchup to our viewers. And Eric, this is going to be an interesting game. A lot of fans in the local area certainly interested in seeing the #1 ranked football team in Canadian college football this year. And the Mount Allison Mounties looking for a little bit of respect as they prepare to oil the golf clubs, if you will. They're not going to the playoffs, but they'd like to do well here today.
Yeah, they want to close out the season on a positive note. Maybe look forward to next year. I mean, obviously they had a disappointing season, like I said earlier, but these guys have pride, and obviously today being Seniors Day, which the last home game of every season is, some guys like Ryan Davis and Julian Dickinson and the rest of the seniors really want to prove that they want to end their career on a high note in front of their fans here.
And Mother Nature has presented us with wind and wet, as is seen by these the line marker tenders there. St. Mary's Huskies will be kicking off. They'll be playing from the left to the right of your television screens at home. And back to receive will be the Mounties. We have Phil Connolly and Vince Baroness of the Garnet and Gold back to receive the kickoff. Kicking, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The game is underway. A solid boot. And it comes down to Connolly. He is on the move, breaking through and brings it out to the 37-yard line of Mount A territory, and a great return.
Yeah, very solid return by the super rookie Phil Connolly coming out of PI. He just went straight up to follow his blocks and got a solid game. They're going to start their game with a pretty solid field position near the 37-yard line.
1st and 10 Mounties at the 37. As you see, no score in our contest. We're just seconds in to the first quarter here at Macaulay Field. You're viewing this game on Eastlink Community Television, and we hope you'll stay with us throughout the broadcast. That is Forster at quarterback for Mount A. He's in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, bit of a low one, and we've got a whistle down. And procedure is the call against the Mounties.
Yeah, there's some movement on the right line, right side of the line. Looked like Sean Hilker or someone to that effect had a little penalty before the snap, and I mean that's already creating a hole for you. It's gonna be, instead of being 1st and 10, it's 1st and 15 on the first play of the game, so that's not helping, that's for sure.
Now the Mount Allison Mounties come back to the line. Breaking huddle. Everybody wants to get the butterflies out, and let's attribute that little faux pas to some butterflies. Shotgun once again. 1st and 15 for Forster. They give us to Sunday Jones. Sunday Jones attempts to thread the needle up the middle. He will get probably, I would say, about 2 yards, Eric.
Yeah, it wasn't since they showed that play on the snap in the first instance. It was kind of surprising to see they were going against. They were going to go with that play again, but it seems like St. Mary smelt that play.
Check the replay for us, Eric.
Here. The snap and the handoff. Nice handoff to Sunday Jones. There's a little hole, but it was closed really quickly by number 2 Matt Demers and his fellow Husky defenders.
2nd and 12 for Mount A. They are at the 36-yard line. Shotgun formation once again. Backfield in motion. Forster looking. Pumps one up the middle. It is complete to Reardon. And he will pick up probably 6 to 8 yards, but not enough for the first down.
See, this is how costly those penalties are. If it wasn't for the penalty on the first down, this would have been a first down to begin with. A nice little draw play that completed 3 yards, and a nice little play here, as you see the pass act. Nice cut by Nicholas Sleeper, and Reardon, nice reception. Tried to get a little bit of yards coming back inside, but nice coverage by number 5.
Mark Irvin will be booting on the punt for the Mount Allison Mounties. Good snap, good boot. A solid spiral coming down. It is rolling, a very positive roll. The return man is inside the 10 and brought down on the tackle. He'll be at about the 19-yard line. No, they have marked it Marked it at the 20, I believe.
It's hard to see the numbers today on the lines, especially with the muggy day. That the paint that they paint the field with doesn't stay on as much as it should have. Beautiful kick by Mark Irvin. He's having a great start to his day, and if he goes like he does every other week, he's gonna have a big day of practice.
That was a 55-yard
55-yard punt, says our PA announcer. So a solid boot. Here come the St. Mary's Huskies. Ryan Jones is the quarterback. Jones over the ball, takes the snap. The give is to 22, I believe.
Dean Jones on the carry, and it was closed down as soon as there's no hole there to speak of. But great job by the Mountie defensive line. The linebackers filling the hole nicely.
Here's the replay, Eric.
As you see Paul Chapman on the center, trying to just cut him to get him out of the way. Good job by Ryan Wilson, and Ryan Wilson made a great tackle on that coming in from the end position.
They held the pickup to just 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now for St. Mary's. They're on the St. Mary's 23-yard line. Jones in the pocket, looking for the snap. There it is, looking to go to the air down the left side. Complete to number 80, Paul Fleming. But despite the distance covered, the advance was not that much.
It'll be, I don't think they'll get it. Oh, it's actually the signal for first down on that one. As you see Ryan Jones in the pocket. Nice throw to Fleming. Ian St. Clair made the tackle, but Fleming got enough for the first down.
Just enough, I would say, on that, as we saw in the replay. 1st and 10, St. Mary's. They are at their own 30-yard line. Jones, the give to number 22, once again, Dean Jones. And he drives up the gut.
It's interesting to see that Luis Perez not starting the game. The leading rusher probably just getting some rest. As you see Dean Jones here, his backup coming in. Dave Jones, his namesake, coming to wrap him up. And we got a nice little pickup of 3 yards on first down. But good job by the Mountie defense to shut it down.
Back to live action. 2nd and a long 7 for St. Mary's. Well, they are at their own 34-yard line. Shotgun formation now. Watch for the pass. There's the give, rolling out to the right, looking, pumps it up. It is complete to number 25, Cartier Shields. And you couldn't ask for better in a training video, Eric.
I mean, that was a textbook out pattern, and great job by Ryan Jones on the run. As you see, Cartier Shields wide open. Billy Rhino was on the coverage. He's a couple steps behind, perfectly thrown ball, steps out of bounds for a first down.
And Shields demonstrating how to keep control prior to going out of bounds. So 1st and 10 for the Huskies. They are in Mount A territory. 1st and 10 at the Mount A 51-yard line. Jones over the ball, carries, there's the give. No, fakes. Gonna pump one down to Shields once again. First down, Huskies. He is out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
To me, it almost looked like an instant replay of the play that just happened right before. But I mean, if it's working, why not go to it again? Cartier Shields getting some nice separation from his defender, as you see here. Nice blocking by the O-line up front. Cartier Shields just, Billy Rhino didn't have his head turned around, didn't know if the ball was coming. Cartier Shields fell forward for another first down.
1st and 10 Huskies. They are at the Mount A 36-yard line. Shotgun formation. Oh, there's the snap, the give to Dean Jones. Jones breaks through. One man back. No, he is going. No, on the doorstep. And Jones, great power running as he broke, I believe, 2 to 3 tackles. And Eric, you can take us on a tour of that phenomena as we go through the replay in a moment.
Dean Jones not the biggest guy, but he's a very elusive runner. As you see here, shotgun formation. And nice little drop play that we saw earlier done by the Mounties. Dave Jones misses an arm tackle here. Wiley's held, so he can't make the tackle. And Vince Brandis misses him, and someone comes backside to make the tackle. So it's going to be 1st and goal now.
1st and goal. Touchdown, Huskies. And we'll let the pile pull away so we can see who, in fact, the ball carrier was.
I think it was Dean Jones from the early...
Give to Erico Hakeem.
Or maybe Erico Hakeem, according to the announcer.
We will double check that for you when we... okay. It would appear that Hakeem was the ball carrier from 1 yard out. That coming at 5:09 of the first quarter. So the Huskies draw first blood here.
As we see the convert here. It's interesting to see how the Huskies are scoring this year. Last year they're mostly a power running team, and this year they're really mixing up nicely between the pass and the run. We saw those 2 consecutive plays from Ryan Jones to Cartier Shields that went for pretty good yardage. And the Huskies just seemed like they're dominating in this game so early. I mean, it's unfortunate for the Mounties, but the Mounties are going to have to come back and try to mount something in their second drive of the game.
And that is Hakeem, Enrico Olivier Hakeem, number 31 of the Huskies, picks up the TD, and Breckenridge undertakes the convert. So
We wish the Cardinals great success.
St. Mary's Huskies lead in the quarter by the score of 7-0, and we have 9:51 left to play. Wind is a factor, Eric. It's behind the Huskies right now, as if they didn't have enough weapons.
And I mean, the weather I think is going to be a big factor. It's a slick day, and the grass is making it for a pretty wet surface. So.
Breckenridge takes the kickoff, a solid end over end. Comes down to Connolly. Connolly takes control. He's on the move, still on his feet, before he is swarmed and brought down at the 36.
Kick taken by Connolly.
And Connolly, that's a second excellent return.
Yeah, and what I really liked about this return is the second effort. The effort after he's been hit. I mean, it's obviously a lot easier to run against the air than when someone's hitting you, but after he's been hit, he picked up an extra 5 to 10 yards, so good job by Phil Connolly. He's one of the, as we were going to see at halftime, he's one of the leading punt returners, kickoff returners in the AAA.
If you're just joining us, we welcome you aboard Eastlink Community Television's broadcast of Atlantic University Sports Football. Mounties, the give is to Jones. Jones rumbles for 6 to 7 yards.
Handoff to Sonny Jones.
And Jones had an excellent game last week, 145 yards rushing on the ground, and stood as a beacon, if you will, in the Mountie offense.
Yeah, he got the Athlete of the Week honors for that effort, as you see here. Jones gets better as he gets more carries, it seems. And Jones he's just been the workhorse for the Mounties this season. Another great carry by Jones, picking up 6 yards in the first down. 2nd and 4 for Mount A. Give to Jones once again. He's got the first down and 1 or 2 more. And certainly, as we say, a beacon in the offense of the Mounties. Mounties would like to put a series together here, I guess, Eric, to just feel good generally. As you see, great job by Nick Sleeper picking up the linebacker, and it's one of the halfbacks that made the play. So, good job by the Mountie offensive line early in this game. Mounties break huddle, back to the ball now. 7-0 the score. We have 8:40 remaining in the first quarter. Mounties are 1st and 10 at their own 46. Pass intended for Ali, and incomplete. It seems like that play took forever to happen, but good protection by the offensive line gave the quarterback 4 to 5 seconds, which is all you need. And the ball was a little bit overthrown, and Forrester, as you seen, getting hit, just said release the ball, and that might have an effect on the pass. Just a little overthrown for Sean Ali. Might have been caught by the wind just a tad, and some pretty wild weather effects today. Shotgun formation for the Mounties. 2nd and 10 there at the 47-yard line. There's the give. Forrester looks. Quick one intended for Sunday Jones, but down around the knees, and he wasn't able to catch it. I mean, Sunday Jones is not the tallest guy in the lineup, but you still got to get the ball to him at a reasonable height. It was, as you see, Forrester's getting pressure from all over the place, and delivered underthrew that ball a little bit. But it was good coverage by number 43 of the St. Mary's Huskies to have good coverage on Sonny Jones that way. Mark Urban will be booting, and Mark is somewhere around 2,100 yards thus far on the season. Just booting another solid punt. Out of bounds, and it will be ruled out of bounds at the 32. And Mark, interesting, I talked to Mark a couple of weeks back. He was saying about the stiff winds that are always seem to be part of the game here. He was saying a sharp, low, tight spiral is your best bet against high wind conditions. In this game, right now he's booting against the wind. He's having some pretty good kicks, so we'll see what he can do in the second half or second quarter with the wind behind his back.
St. Mary's now, 1st and 10. They are at their own 36-yard line. That is Jones, the quarterback. Ryan Jones, in fact. Taking the ball now, the give to Perez. Perez finds running room up the middle. He's got the first down and probably a couple more.
Give to Luis Perez.
So interesting that they would choose to hold Perez to a little bit later in the match, but he's back to make his influence felt, Eric. Here we go. Take us through it, Eric.
As you see Perez getting the handoff to his left and cutting right back. That's what Perez is. That's where his strength lies, in the cutback. Nice tackle by Justin Green, but Perez is a load when he starts running low. So
first down for St. Mary's. 1st and 10. They are at the 47-yard line of Husky territory. Rolling back, wants to go to the air, looking left, and it's grabbed by number 10, Bill. We got 2 number 10s on our list.
It's not Bill Robinson.
Okay, Roberge is the receiver
Jones
there.
pass complete to Phil Roberge.
Okay, let's check the number for you.
He's here.
Bryce McCarroll and Vince.
No, it is in fact 18. That's Travis Tyler.
Yeah. Good job by nice coverage by the Mountie defense. I mean, it was a perfectly thrown ball, so there's no way to defend that.
Another first down for the Huskies. They are inside Mountie territory at the 45-yard line of the Mounties. Fake, and there's the run to number 25, Shields. And a little bit of razzle-dazzle there, Eric.
What happens when you run successfully is that the play action will really work for you. And as you see on that play, they faked inside to Perez, came back with a slot back counter. Cartier Shields has just got big Charlie Toth, 360 pounds, and blocking straight ahead of him. So he's just trying to follow him. As you see, Charlie Toth just falls over and blocks someone. But nice run by number 25, Cartier Shields. Cartier Shields already touched the ball 3 times for 3 touchdowns, for 3 first downs. So good job by the man from Hamilton.
Jones to Perez, and 52 instrumental in bringing down Perez for the Mounties.
Another tackle by number 1, Justin Green, but with help from his friends, and Gord Wiley was helping on the tackle right there.
And Dave Jones is down on the play. Watch the replay here.
As you see, they're trying to get to the outside, trying to cut back. And Gord Wiley trips and tries to trip Perez at the same time, but Justin Green made sure that he came down with it.
Great block there is Dave Jones down for the Mounties. Great block by Hakeem on that last run by the Huskies. And Jones seems to be favoring an arm.
Yeah. Davy Jones is one of those seniors that's playing probably his last day at McCauley Field today. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure Davy Jones is going to play as hard out as he usually does. He had a great game last week, and he's been having a pretty solid season. He's been on the injuries list for a few weeks with some ligament damage in his knee, but he's coming back strong, and he's making his impact felt right away.
All right, we look forward to our halftime. We'll have some interviews with Jack Drover of the athletic department here at Mount Allison. I guess you'll be talking to Ryan Davison of the Mounties as well, and I hope to be talking to Ryan Jones, the St. Mary's quarterback. So we invite you to stay tuned to our broadcast. And Jones appears to be all right. He is up under his own power, as you see. Heading to the sidelines with the training staff of the Mounties. Yours truly, Steve Riddlington, is handling play-by-play on your Eastlink coverage this afternoon. And in the co-pilot seat right next door to me is Eric Collard. Eric, St. Mary's showing us different stuff so far this quarter.
And they're showing us a little bit of razzle-dazzle, like you said earlier. Some straight-up runs and some perimeter runs, as well as some nice play-action passes. So, I mean, that's the thing with St. Mary's, is that they're excelling at every facet of the game. I mean, they have a really strong defense. Their offense can not only can they run the ball, but they can pass at will as well. So it'll be tough for a team. I mean, for any team in this conference and some teams in the other conferences to stop them. I mean, St. Mary's went to the Vanier Cup last year, and they're hoping to return this year.
All right, you can see on it for the folks, the delay in the game is brought to you by a malfunctioning guide marker, or a down marker, and Red Green would be proud as they tried out the duct tape to make the necessary repairs. So a little bit of technical adjustment a la duct tape. There is the St. Mary's huddle as they break away, ready to take possession and continue their offensive drive. Well, they are 1st and 10 at the Mount A 31-yard line. Ryan Jones in command this afternoon for the Huskies. Over his center, takes the snap, give to Perez, no, rolls out, going to the air, quick one to Hakeem, who just can't quite get control, the pass incomplete.
That was a great fake counterplay to number 34, Luis Perez, and Hakeem faked the block and went in the flats to receive a pass, but great coverage by, or great pressure on the quarterback by number 1, Justin Green, and he made sure that he didn't get the pass off, or when he did, the pass was overthrown for Hakeem.
One of the challenges for the Huskies, I wouldn't doubt, this year with their excellent performance at 6-0, is getting sufficient resistance in their opposition to prepare them for facing teams from other conferences, and that's something you and I can probably talk about a little later in the broadcast. Shotgun to Jones. Jones, a quick dump, complete to 88, but that is Dave Stala, the receiver. But a great one-on-one open field tackle there from Billy Rhino.
Billy Rhino's been one of the Mounties' best hitters in the open field. He's coming up really strong against the run, and he's getting pretty good coverage. He's got he let his receiver get some pretty good separation in the first drive, but seems to be tightening up now.
Rhino came to the Mounties. Let's watch it, Eric.
The former Titan, Tetramarch Titan.
Yep.
Good job, as Rhino was right there and made sure that Stella didn't get any yards for the first down.
Here come the Huskies once again. And we'll have a field goal attempt from the 35-yard line from Breckenridge. Fake. Pass is intended for number 22, Dean Jones, but pass incomplete. Now, did the Mounties see that coming is the question, Eric.
Well, I don't know, but even if they didn't, that was pretty good job by Ian Sinclair. Ian Sinclair was shadowing Dean Jones on that play, and Dean Jones didn't get anywhere where Ian Sinclair looked to be a shadow on that play.
And the Mounties take over possession on the turnover. We have 4:24 and the clock is running left in the first quarter. If you're just joining us on our Eastlink Community Television broadcast, St. Mary's 7, Mount Allison Mounties 0. Great sound off our field mics today, Eric.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of crushing going on today. A lot of hitting, and the helmets and the shoulder pads hitting each other. So good job by the sound crew once again. It's a muggy day, so any yards that you get today are going to be well appreciated.
Pickup is a hard-fought 1 yard. Mounties will be 2nd and 9 at their own 30-yard line.
As we see, there's a pretty big hole for Sonny Jones, but it seems like those holes for the Mounties close early. As you see, Sonny Jones is at the bottom of that pile.
Sunday Jones breaking up the middle as we return to live action. And Sunday Jones somewhere in the middle of that tangle. There he is. And we'll watch the pickup of about 5 yards, but they'll still be a 4 yards short. And the punt crew in for the Mounties.
It seems like the Mounties are really predictable. If they run on first down and they get stuffed, and they're going to run again on second down. Don't seem to be very confident with their passing game. So I mean, that's going to give a lot more carries to Sonny Jones, especially on second down.
Irvin will be back at just inside his 20 to punt the ball. 3rd and 6. There's the snap. He gets a short one away. Rolls out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And Mark under pressure there, not perhaps one of his better kicks, Eric.
And I don't know if it'll be interesting to see if he got tipped, because there was some good pressure by the St. Mary's Huskies coming up the middle, blocked that punt. But yeah, this definitely wasn't one of his best kicks. I mean, Mark Irvin's known for having those big spiraling kicks, and that one wasn't one of them.
And here come the Huskies to the line of scrimmage. They are 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. 7-0, St. Mary's over Mount A right now. We have under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. That is Perez, fumbles. It is recovered by the Mounties.
Perez fumbles. Ball is recovered by number 52.
See, on a slick day like today, fumbles and turnovers are going to be pretty common. So good job by Mount Allison to stay heads up. As you see here,
let's watch now, Eric.
Perez is coming.
And a correction on that last kick. That was Ryan Bradford kicking.
And I see Gord Wiley just got a Christmas present early as usual. So.
And we might say we were commenting on that last punt. It was in fact Bradford booting, according to our PA announcer. So apologies to the Irvin fans out there. Forster and the Mounties. This is their first foray into Husky territory this afternoon. And Sunday Jones gets a good 7 yards there. We have not seen St. Mary's real estate until this particular play, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, it's they're losing the battle of field position.
Here it is.
I just see Sunday Jones here getting. James Margulies is in at center now, and Sunday Jones was trying to cut back against the grain, but St. Mary's were there to shut the door.
And we're back to live action now. 2nd and 7 for the Mounties. They are at the St. Mary's 48-yard line. Forrester in the pocket, calling the numbers. And it's a give to Jones. Jones finds some running room on the right side, and he'll have the first down, but we have a flag on the play, as you see in the center of your screen.
Give to Sunny Jones.
And we will wait and see if we can catch an official signal.
I think it's going to be holding, but that's just...
Yep, you're right. Against the Mounties and the great Collard crystal ball. Once again, Eric, for our viewers at home, Eric, throughout the season, let's watch for it, Eric, see if you can get the infraction.
I think it could be on the tackle, number 56, Sean Hilliker. But it was a great run by Sonny Jones, and if it wasn't for that penalty, it would have got a first down or close enough to it. But now it's going to be second and about 16, so it's going to be tough for.
And there you go. It is indeed 2nd and 17, we'll call it, once they've got the pin down.
Repeat 2nd down.
They are now back in Mount territory at the 52. Forster fakes, pumps, the pass complete to Dickinson, and we have a flag on the play. Dickinson inside the 40-yard line to the 36 of St. Mary's.
See, like I was saying earlier, that St. Mary's has been running successfully and the play action can work. The same thing for the Mounties. I mean, obviously they've been running pretty well, and the penalty seems to be going against St. Mary's, so you're going to move the sticks even more. But great play by Mount Allison to see perfectly thrown ball to Julian Dickinson, and enough for a Mounties first down.
Okay, we'll have an indication for you in a moment.
It was a mouth guard warning against St. Mary's.
Okay, mouth guard warning, not a penalty. But needless to say, the Dickinson completion moves them deeper than they've yet been in St. Mary's territory. They are 1st and 10 at the 36. There's the run to Jones. Jones turning up the Jets. He'll run it out of bounds. The pickup about 5 yards on the play. Great close-up from our sidelines camera.
Great camera work once again by the Eastlink camera people. Some of the best in the business, showing some great close-ups of good players today.
Here it is on the replay, Eric. Take us.
As you see, great toss by Forrester, Sonny Jones, and nice blocking by Carl Gendron, but he seems to be losing his man. But enough to get some room for Sonny Jones. Steps out of bounds and gain of about 5 yards. Good job by the Mountie offense. Seems to be rolling right now.
For 2nd and 5 for the Mounties. Fake, pump, gets it up. It's a bomb. Intended to Lariviere. Touchdown, Mounties. JP Lariviere. And some celebration for the Mounties.
I would be celebrating too. They haven't scored too many touchdowns. This is only their 4th touchdown of the year, and JP Lariviere's got 2 of those. So good job, as you see Lariviere and Forster. Seems to be a pretty good combination this year. Forster to Lariviere, and some pretty good results. Great play action pass once again. As you see, Forster really gets some great ball, perfectly thrown. Lariviere just ran underneath, adjusted to the ball as he was getting hit, and he still hung on to the ball for the touchdown. Good job by the Mounties.
He's number 1 in his own opinion.
Yeah.
Great job by JP Lariviere. Excellent coverage by St. Mary's as they shadowed him. Convert.
Convert is good. Score now reads Mount Allison 7, St. Mary's 7.
The convert by Mark Irvin is good. That TD coming at the 14:24 mark of the first quarter. And we haven't been able to say this in a St. Mary's Mount A game this year. The score is knotted at 7-up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good, some great enthusiasm by the Mounties. They're not going to roll over and die. This is on any given Sunday, this could be anyone's game. And as you see, the minute flag is going up. And I think now they seem to be getting the momentum.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we're in the dying seconds of the first quarter. St. Mary's 7, Mount A 7, and you can see Blake Neal just in the center of your picture. I'm sure he's preparing a halftime sermon. Some initial thoughts at least. And the minute flag is up here at McCauley Field. We're in the last minute of the first quarter. St. Mary's have the wind advantage, or have had the wind advantage in the first quarter, and that will revert to the Mounties when they swap ends of the field. There's Mark Irvin about to kick off for Mount A. There's the boot, a low worm burner. Rolling, picked up by Nash. Nash has the ball, decides and goes down. Under pressure of the defense, number 98 was the first man in for the Mounties.
Yeah, Ryan Wilson's getting down and dirty in today's game. As you see, some little words between Nash and Sebastian Watt, two of the guys I talked to most on the field. And it's a pretty good job by the Mountie defense. They're gonna have probably the St. Mary's gonna have the worst field position of the day. So if the Mountie defense can hold them there and the Mountie offense can repeat their performance from the last drive, we could have ourselves a game.
1st and 10 for the Huskies. They are at the Mount A, or at least the St. Mary's 30-yard line. Ryan Jones over the ball, takes the snap, fakes gets what pass up the left side and complete to number 81. That is Jay Curry. Just a great fake on that one, Eric.
Good job by another play-action pass. That's really sucking in those linebackers, and they're trying to go over the top. As you see,
here it is on the replay, Eric.
Brian Jones throwing a nice ball. Jay Curry just running underneath on a slant pattern. Bryce McCarroll, nice job of making a tackle about 5 yards after the receiver had made the catch.
So back to live action now. 1st and 10 for St. Mary's at the 51-yard line. And that was Dean Jones. Didn't get much further than the line of scrimmage.
We got a penalty flag on the play as well. We'll wait to see. I didn't catch the penalty on that one.
Flag in the a pair of them in the backfield, and we'll see what the infractions are.
Obstructional conduct against Mount Allison, so they'll have to move.
Okay, the Mounties have done it to themselves on that particular one, I guess.
As you can hear, the comments of John McNeil all the way across the field in our mic, in our field mic. So,
all right.
some discussion here.
Yep. The officials are going to march it off, and we'll see the impact. This is essentially first down on a silver platter, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you get those objectional conduct, 15
too
yards.
many men on the field against the Mounties.
10 yards, 10-yard penalty, and especially when the Mount Allison was starting to get the momentum. Now the momentum shifts back to St. Mary's.
First down, SMU.
1st and 10 for St. Mary's. They are now at the 41-yard line. Ryan Jones is the QB for the Burgundy and White. Oh, a little bit of a wobble. Wilson gets a slice of him, but there's the pass, and it is thrown. Some great pressure there by the defense.
Good job by Big Nick Hone. I mean, obviously he's not one of the fastest guys in the field, but
Jones pass intended for Travis Tyler goes incomplete.
Ryan Jones at a pretty good space as we see here.
Here's the replay.
Bobble snap, and you see Big Nick Hone, number 99, really chugging down. And as you see, Vince Brandis hits him as he releases the ball, makes him feel the lovely grass at McCauley Field.
And here come the.
And that concludes the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We played 15 minutes of football. St. Mary's University Huskies 7, Mount Allison Mounties 7. And certainly an interesting first 15 minutes of football. You're watching this game on Eastlink Community Television. Yours truly, Steve Rittlington, along with Eric Collard, as we bring you play-by-play coverage live on Eastlink.
I think it would have been if people would have asked, would this game be tied at 7 after the first quarter? A lot of people wouldn't agree with me, but I mean, Mounties are in this game, and if they hold St. Mary's right now, they can come back and take the lead.
Once St. Mary's in possession, they are 2nd and 10 at the Mountie 41-yard line. Jones rolling out to the right, airs one up, intended for number 88, but the pass incomplete to Dave Stala. Great coverage by Baroness there, Eric.
I was just about to say that, yeah. Good job by Baroness. Even though, as you see Ryan Jones getting rid of the ball, even though Stella had possession, Vince Baroness made sure that he didn't keep it. And great job by the Mountie defense on that one. Good pressure by the defense and linebackers. And they're going to go for St. Mary's going to have to punt on this one.
And Dave Stella, who was involved in that last play, will punt for St. Mary's, and he is back in St. Mary's territory at the 53-yard line. Deep men are Shauna Lee and Vince Baroness. Low roller. And there it is, waiting as Baroness picks it up, looks for traffic, and we've got a flag on the play.
Stella's kick taken by Baroness.
Could be no yards against St. Mary's, but it's too early to.
Fox on the play.
Spotted by an official who was well down the line of scrimmage, and the Mounties.
And now the officials are having a little conference call right now.
I think Baroness certainly earning his stripes, being a stalwart of the defense. There you can see the officials having a little chat.
Yeah, Baroness is playing well defensively, returning some kicks, and he's a utility man for the Mounties.
No yards is the call against St. Mary's.
So that will be assessed, I guess, against
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. Here it is, Eric. Great shot from Tamara Ash's camera high in the end zone. 49, the culprit, I would say. And Forster is bringing the Mounties back now. They are 1st and 10 at the 20. Forster, the give to Sunday Jones. Jones is spotted and dropped.
Hand off to Sunday Jones.
It'll be 2nd down and a short gain.
Pierre-Paul Huet on the play.
And the Mounties are shuffling the lineup on the offensive line. They have the rookie Nick Sleeper was starting at center, and they replaced him with 30-year veteran James Margulies. And now rookie Dan Patterson is starting left tackle, replacing the senior Mike Bertusepi. So just trying to see if any combination will work wonders for them today.
And you can tell the new man in by his clean jersey, Eric. Shotgun formation for Forster. Forster looking, lays one up, and Dickinson was the intended receiver, and he was shadowed by 2 St. Mary's players. And number 2, Mathieu Demers, almost had the interception. And we may get a look at that in a moment.
And
Eric.
it hit Curtis Nash in the chest. A nice ball thrown by Mike Forster. It was a little underthrown, and you see it hit Curtis Nash in the chest, and he couldn't hold on. But good job by Julian Dickinson. That if he wasn't going to catch the ball, no one on St. Mary's was going to catch it either.
And that is Mark Irvin back to punt, and you can see Blake Nill taking a special interest in what's happening here. Watch the punter on the far left of your screen. Here it is from behind the boot. It is up, a solid rocket to Nash. Nash always dangerous, finding room, and he is brought down by 52 of the Mounties. With some help from Billy Rhino.
Yeah, Gordon Wadley and Billy Rhino combining on that tackle, but Nash almost seemed to be gone.
It'll be 1st and 10 St. Mary's.
All right, we'd like to recognize our sponsors on this broadcast, and a tip of the hat to the good folks at Joey's Pizza, Anna and all the gang. Joey's Pizza, a longtime supporter of Mount A University sports at 16 York Street in Sackville. Call 536-4040. And also the good folks at Atlantic Rentals. How jobs get done. Atlantic Rentals, 3 Clinton Street in Amherst. Call 667-0700. Back to the action now.
We had a pass going from Ryan Jones to Patrick Thibault, and enough for a 1st down as we're going to move the sticks. We got some first quarter stats. Dean Jones, 3 rushes for 41 yards, and Luis Perez, 3 rushes for 22 yards. So good job by the St. Mary's offense to move the ball.
1st and 10 for St. Mary's. They are at the 30-yard line of St. Mary's territory. Luis Perez is the ball carrier. He will get significant yards up the middle, but some good contain by the Mounties. Eric?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he had a little bit of a hole, but they seemed that Ryan Wilson and his defensive counterparts seemed to close that as pretty quickly. You see Paul Chapman line up on the center right here, trying to take 2 men with him. And Sebastien Roy and Ryan Wilson combined.
Some people wanna fill the world with silly love songs.
Say the men in master.
And it's going to be 3rd down. It's going to be within field goal range for Mark Irvin, though.
Okay, do we get some clarification from our PA announcer on the infraction?
It's objectionable conduct against the Mount Allison Mounties, so maybe something right after the whistle.
Okay, it'll be 3rd and 12, and Irvin will attempt a field goal from the 34-yard line. The boot is up. It is good. And the Mount Allison Mounties regain the lead, take the lead for the first time this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. St. Mary's 10, let me get this right. I haven't been able to say this all season. Mount Allison Mounties 10, St. Mary's 9.
And we got 5 minutes left in the second quarter. If the Mount Allison play their cards right, they can go into halftime with a lead against the #1 ranked team in Canada. So maybe something to get pumped up about.
At 9:23, a 34-yard field goal by Mount A. That's Mark Irvin. And you're tuned to Eastlink Community Television's coverage of Atlantic University Sport Football Conference action. And the score, Mount Allison 10, St. Mary's 9.
I got some clarification on the penalty. It was objectionable conduct by number 80, Jody Farrell. And if it wasn't for that penalty, it would have been close to 1st down. And maybe if the coach would have went for it, they could have turned it into a touchdown. So those penalties, I mean, especially objectionable conduct, it's not a penalty that's warranted, that's called for. I mean, objectionable conduct is something after the play or something that a dirty play during.
Perhaps some unnecessary words were directed against the officials or something like that. But we don't need to go there, Eric.
But I mean, those penalties are the ones that kill you the most. As we see some of the fans, it's a cold day today, and cute little dog underneath the broadcast booth today. And Mark Irvin is having himself another good day, and he's going to be kicking off once again.
And the Mounties playing from the left to the right of your television screen. Thank you very much. Eric, just a little correction. And there goes a low kick with a good bounce. And right goes through the hands of number 22, Jones. And Jones is cut down inside the 5-yard line by Ian Sinclair. Eric.
And the Mounties are pumped now. I mean, they're giving the St. Mary's Huskies some bad field position. They're going to be within their 10-yard line, I presume. And it's going to be if Mount Allison can get a good stand here, could be some more points on the board and the bigger lead.
There it is. Look.
You see, it goes right through the hands of Dean Jones. With those low kicks, you can take any bounce that. And it took a Mountie bounce on that one. And you see Ian Sinclair getting some good job trying to use the defender as a block and wrapping him up. Make sure that Dean Jones, the elusive Dean Jones, wasn't get any yards.
Back to live action. It is 1st and 10 for St. Mary's at their own 3. Jones, the ball carrier, is Perez. Perez will have solid yardage, but not enough for the 1st down.
It'll be a close one. Then Perez is running really hard today. I think he's trying to make a point, trying to get up in the leaderboard. As you see him getting the ball, some good blocks up front. Dave Jones misses a tackle, and Billy Rhino and Ian Sinclair combine on that tackle.
And Jones and the Huskies. We've got 4:47 left in the second quarter. Mount A 10, St. Mary's 9. And great.
It's going to be, I think it's going to be a 1st down, but some great thumps.
Thumps and bumps from our field mics, Eric. You're getting close to the action there at home, ladies and gentlemen. And we tip the hat to the Garrities in beautiful downtown Frosty Hollow, New Brunswick, who are viewing this game at home. Here comes the replay, Eric.
As you see, Luis Perez trying to stretch the defense, but Ian Sinclair and Sebastien Roy were there to make him feel the defense right there.
Great action for the viewers at home. Here's Jones First and 10 for the Huskies. Perez trying to find running room, breaks tackles, still. And look at the bob and weave, Eric. Just amazing from Perez.
Luis Perez is a slash and burn type of runner. He's, I mean, he's also obviously got some power as he ran over or dragged Vince Brandis for 10 yards on the last drive. But he's the kind of guy to make you miss, as you ran for another first down on that play.
It'll be first down.
And I guess the Huskies breathing a little bit easier with a bit of real estate behind them now.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, Davy Jones is on the ground again. I think he's been having some arm problems from what we see today. And he's going to be going off for a couple of plays, maybe coming back later in the game.
You're tuned to East Link Community Television as we bring you this Atlantic University Sports Conference game between the Mount Allison University Mounties and the St. Mary's University Huskies. Mount Allison Mounties out of contention for the playoffs this season. The St. Mary's University Huskies first in the league. And we'd like to remind you, if you have comments on this or any other broadcast on East Link Community Television, you can contact our viewer response line, the number 1-888-354-8439.
I think the Mount Allison Mounties are trying to play spoiler today. I mean, they have nothing to prove except for themselves and their fans.
There's Jones. Jones, the give to Perez. Perez
Hand off to Perez.
takes 3 tacklers with him. He'll get 7 or 8 yards, and his per carry yardage must be pretty good, because each time he's touched the ball this afternoon, it's probably 7 or 8 yards.
He's averaged over 8 yards on the season. So
here's the replay, Eric.
Good job. Mounties are getting some good penetration, but Jay Meyer let Perez go, and Sebastien Roy, even him and Vince Brandis got carried for a few yards. It's going to be second and about 2 yards. So.
Back to live action. Perez breaks tackles, and he takes a licking and keeps on ticking, I guess, Eric.
He got at the end of that play, he got hit by Sebastien Roy and Nick Holm, two pretty big boys. But after he got the first down, Luis Perez has been bobbing, weaving, twisting any way he can get some yards, and he's running pretty well today.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to stay tuned for our halftime show when my co-pilot Eric will be talking to Ryan Davison of the Mount Allison Mounties. I'll be talking to Ryan Jones, quarterback in this afternoon's game. You see him on your screen right there. And we'll also talk to Jack Drover, athletic director of the Mount Allison University. Here's live action again, looking for a pass. It is overthrown. The intended receiver was 19
Jones pass intended for
the
Pat
Huskies.
Tebow,
That's Pat
incomplete.
Tebow, incomplete.
And we are now under 3 minutes left in the first half.
We're inside 3 minutes,
warning.
2:59 on the clock. We remind you, Mount Allison Mounties 10, St. Mary's Huskies 9.
As we see the replay here, the ball overthrown for the Mount Allison, or for the St. Mary's receiver, and Vince Brandis was right there on the coverage.
Huskies coming back to the ball now as the Mountie defense prepares for this next effort. 2nd and 10 for St. Mary's. They're at the Husky 54-yard line. Shotgun formation for Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones takes the snap. Oh, little bit of a wobble. Passing is in and out of the hands of Curry. And a great job there by number 21 of the Mounties, Fraser.
Great job of Fraser. He was there step by step, as we can see on the replay. It'll be
coming up in a moment. It's 3rd down. Here we are.
Nice job by Ryan Jones. Good protection by the St. Mary's O-line. But Fraser was there step by step. He knocked the ball right out of the hands of Jake Curry. So there's no chance for Curry to get a reception on that one.
Stala will be punting from his own 38-yard line. Deep men are Ali and Baroness. Good snap this time. Pump goes up. Held up by the wind. Taken by Baroness. He steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line of Mountie territory.
Taken by Baranitz.
And the Mounties showing great stuff in this first half thus far.
Mounties defense is really holding St. Mary's to a couple first downs on each drive, so that's really helping. And they're getting the ball back for the offense. And the offense actually showing some pretty good poise here, playing against the best defense statistically in the conference. And Mount Allison has put up a touchdown and a field goal to show for their efforts today.
1st and 10 for the Mounties. 2:30 left on the clock in the second quarter. That's Mike Forster in the shotgun formation. There's the snap, looking, has to get it away. Oh, little bit of hesitation there, and he faced the music.
I mean, Forrester took a lot of time on that play. He was trying to get rid of the ball, and he probably saw some coverage coming over the top that he wasn't expecting, and he held on to that ball. And for a loss of about 3 yards, but it was. I don't think it was a coverage sack, as you see here. He released the ball and received it again. Bruce Nelson was in on the sack. I mean, you could expect your offensive lineman to block, but I mean, obviously they can't block for 7 or 8 seconds. It was a
shotgun once again, Eric, on the 2nd and 13. Now he gets a quick one to Sunday Jones. Jones has the first down. First down, Mounties.
Good job by Sunday Jones coming underneath the coverage, and by the time he got hit, he was already almost 10 yards into his pattern. So good job by Sunday Jones, and Forster seen Jones underneath. And as you see here, some pretty good blocking by Julian Dickinson, and that freed Jones for a touchdown, or for a first down. I mean,
I think your Freudian slip is showing there, Eric. First down.
Yeah, first down. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
1:47 and the clock is running. Shotgun formation. 1st and 10 Mounties are there at their own 42. And thread ones to Reardon. Reardon complete. Complete to Reardon at the 36-yard line.
Seems
and
like
the Mounties put together a series here.
This is the best passing attack that I've seen for the Mounties this year. Forrester's throwing some pretty good ball and standing in the pocket, even though he's getting hit after the play. As you see, Reardon keeps his feet in bounds, and the security guards are waving for a first down.
It's 1st and 10 Mounties.
Great fan reaction, and that was a yellow-jacketed CP. Here come the Mounties now. Shotgun formation. They're 1st and 10 at the Husky 36-yard line. Forrester gets some time. A bomb up the middle, complete to Dickinson. First down, Mounties inside the 25.
It's ironic that the last time the Mounties had a good showing on offense was against these same St. Mary's Huskies. I remember when they lost 60-0. I thought the offense played pretty well, even though Forrester threw 2 timely interceptions. But today they're moving the ball, as you saw the reception to Julian Dickinson. Pretty good job. As you see, Julian Dickinson is having some problems in the huddle here. And I think we have to...
Got an injury timeout. An injury timeout. It is Dickinson down on one knee. And they've asked for assistance from the bench. Eric...
I think the Mounties are showing some pretty good offensive prowess today, especially in the last couple series. Putting up 10 points already, and only in the first quarter. There's been some recent criticism of the offensive unit, and they're responding today against arguably the top defensive unit in the country.
Yes, only 30 points have been scored against the Huskies, and yep. We'd like to remind you that Plugged In is an important part of the programming on Eastlink Community Television. Each and every week you can join us on Eastlink for this program, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. on Eastlink Community Television. That's a program in and about your community, Plugged In on Eastlink. We're back to live action now, and the Mounties putting together a series in the dying moments of the first half. Shotgun formation for the Garnet and Gold. Minute flag is up. We're waiting to snap. Forrester now has some time, gets it away. He's hit on release, and the pass is incomplete.
Mark Irwin was there to hit him as soon as he was releasing the ball, and Forster's shaken up a bit. Obviously taking a few bumps in today's game right after he releases the ball. As you see here, the replay, Irwin comes clean from the line. Sonny Jones tried to get a hand on him, but really dumped Forster. I think when a quarterback is extending himself, he's really putting himself at will against some defenders coming in freely. So it's tough for a quarterback to protect himself and get rid of a good ball. So that's do one or the other. And that one, Forster was sacrificing himself in order to get the ball downfield, and he paid the price. He's shaken up, but he's having a conversation here with Jerry Gaskell and Rob Kitchen, the coaches for the Mount Allison Mounties.
And the Mounties have the potential of, they're certainly inside Mark Irvin's field goal range if they come away with nothing less.
I think, I mean, Mark Irvin's shown some great range this year, hitting from 50, 47, and 46 yards. So he's shown that he can hit some field goals at will. And this would probably be a 40-yarder, so this would be nothing for Mark Irvin.
But it is 2nd and 10. The Mounties are at the Husky 25-yard line. We've got 51.8 seconds left on the clock. You are watching this game on Eastlink Community Television. Steve Ridlington, yours truly, handling play-by-play. And you've got some updated stats for us.
This drive has been 5 plays for 58 yards and 2 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. So good job by the Mount Allison offense to stay on the field and give their defense a rest.
There's the snap, rolling out, looking to the right. There's a pass in and out of the hands of Sunday Jones. Incomplete.
Intended for Sunday Jones goes incomplete.
Mark Irvin and crew on the way out with the tee.
And Mike Forrester got hit once again as he releasing the ball. And same with Sunday Jones, went right through his hands. But the St. Mary's Huskies are making sure that, as you see, Forrester releasing the ball here, getting hit. And Sunday Jones, as soon as he tried to get his hands on the ball, he got hit by little DB Curtis Nash. So St. Mary's Huskies are trying to make their presence felt on the defensive side of the ball.
Tight coverage by the Huskies, doing a great job and showing why they're the stingiest defense in Canadian University football. There's the snap, the set, the boot. It's up. It is wide. Nash, the speedster, driven out of bounds, just wide. Looks like Ryan Davison wondering what's happening away from the play there, but we look on the screen and just wide. Eric?
Yeah, it seemed usually Mark Irvin's pretty good from this range, so it's we'll chalk it up to the bad weather.
A little bit of wind affected, I guess.
Yeah. It was a good return by Curtis Nash, though, on the fig field goal, on the field goal miss.
And Nash certainly elusive and a great part of the special teams for the Huskies. There's Ryan Jones now in the pocket, 35 seconds left. Jones, the give to Dean Jones, and Fraser
Hand off to Dean Jones.
makes the tackle. And Jones, I think he's got enough, yes. First down for the Huskies. Let's watch this, Eric. Here's the replay, Eric.
As you see, good block by the offensive line on Sebastien Waugh. And Dean Jones is good in the open field, but good tackle by Andrew Fraser. It was after a first down, so.
Back to live action, 1st and 10 Huskies at the 37-yard line. Jones
slipped on that play, but still fell forward for a few yards. So there's 17 seconds left on the clock, so time is against the Huskies. And if they don't score here, they'll be going into the locker room with, I think, probably their first deficit of the year going into halftime.
So the Mount Allison Mounties showing stuff in the first half. Here come the Huskies back to the ball. They are 2nd and 7, and the ball is at the 42-yard line of St. Mary's territory. The give is to Jones. Jones stuffed one-on-one by the Mounties. Sebois in first.
And it's the end of the first half, but that was it.
And ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, the St. Mary's Huskies go into the dressing room for the first time this season, trailing at the half. And you're watching this game on Eastlink Community Television. I'm going to turn it over to you, Eric. What we're going to do is have you review the first half stats and then throw to an interview. There you can see Mount Allison Mounties 10, St. Mary's Huskies 9. It's halftime, and I'll be talking to the folks in just a moment from downstairs with our halftime guest. But take us through the stats and then your interview with Ryan Davidson.
And in the first half, the first scoring was Eric Joachim with a 1-yard touchdown run with Breckenridge on the convert. And at 14:24, J.P. Lariviere tied the score at 7 with his touchdown reception from Mike Forrester, a 36-yard pass with Irvin on the convert. In the second quarter, St. Mary's had a safety touch, bringing the score 9-7 at 5:14 in the second quarter. And at 9:23, Mark Irvin gave the lead to Mount Allison with a 30-yard field goal. I mean, this obviously is a big game for some of the seniors. Guys like Ian Sinclair, Ryan Davison, and some of the other guys are going to be playing their last game here, and it's a big deal. I mean, most of those guys have played their whole career in front of these fans, and they're trying to have one final show in front of their fans. We're gonna have an interview coming up with Ryan Davison, one of the captains and one of those leaders on this squad for the past few years. Ryan Davison's had a pretty good career here. He's blocked for one Heck Crichton winners on 2 occasions. Eric Lapointe winning the Heck Crichton in 1996 and 1998, and Ryan Davison was one of these leading blockers on both of those years. And actually, some of the other players that had some other players that have had pretty good impact on this team is Ian Sinclair, played pretty well in the Lank Bowl in 1997 and had an illustrious career here. And these guys are playing for pride. Obviously, this season hasn't been as successful as other years. But and now we're going to go with the interview with Ryan Davison, and he's going to give us some thoughts on this game and the rest of the season so far. Now I'm speaking to Ryan Davison, the captain of the offensive line.
The Huskies, and Ryan, welcome to our broadcast.
Good to be here.
All right, Ryan, coming into the contest, Huskies 6-0, just a tremendous record for your program on the season thus far. What's it like to adjust game in, game out when you have such a powerful team working this year?
Oh, we just we have great coaches, we have great players, and when we have that, and we have great systems, and it just breeds success. And I think over the last 6 games, we've proven that we are one of the best teams in the country, and as long as we keep playing within our ability and playing to our ability, I think we'll continue that success.
You've got to be pleased. The #1 ranking brings solid and positive attention to the Husky program, and I know, Ryan, you're leading the nation percentage-wise in pass completion, so that must bring some satisfaction.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, when we can win and we can have individual success, it's great. But we have team goals, and the team goal is to finish this league #1, and we can't look too much into our individual stats, and we just got to take it week by week.
Coming into this contest, probably your closest matchup was the 29-12 victory over Acadia. How do the Huskies psych up to meet their AUA opposition?
Well, the games this year haven't been too close, and you tend to, get a little bit lazy and things. And I think we've been trying to focus. Every week our coaches have been keep us focused and keep us on our game. And and last week it was a little closer than we wanted, and this week we're getting the same thing. So, I think we're having a problem with focus right now, and we got to get our things together.
There's an interesting thing you mentioned just leading up to the interview. Your home field is AstroTurf, but you take the precaution of once a week practice on natural turf. I was just going to ask you, is that a factor here at McCalling?
I think definitely always. We practice pretty much every day out the turf, and you come out here and you do feel a bit slower, but that's no excuse. Like he prepares us getting us on a grass field at least once a week before a grass game, so it comes into effect a little bit. But once you start getting out there and get used to it, everything's fine.
I guess as you look back at 6-0, you have home field. You have locked up first place. Yep. You've locked up home field for the run to the playoffs. What do you have to do? Do you just kind of put it in cruise control now, or every game's important?
I think every game's important. The minute we start, taking plays off and not worrying about what our opposition, that's when, our just clicking as a team is going to lack, and we got to keep focused. And because we're going to get into a playoff game, we don't want to be out of focus. If we do that, we're going to be upset.
Okay, Kelly Ireland, a stalwart on the O-line, was injured last week, and we see a shuffle on the O-line. Some of the big guys are protecting you in the pocket. What's that meant for adjustments on the Husky offense?
Well, Kelly Ireland was a big loss, not only just on the field but his off-field. He's a great leader on our team, and it was a big loss. But we have guys that fill his shoes, and we moved Charlie Toth over to guard, and we put Colin Oldreive, who's a great center, and put him in center. So, It's tough to lose a player like that, but hopefully we don't miss a beat, but it's unfortunate.
All right, we've been talking to Ryan Jones. Don't want to keep you, Ryan. Want to get back to the locker room and hear Coach's words. Thanks for being with us, and best of luck in the balance of the game.
All right, thanks.
That's Ryan Jones, starting quarterback of the St. Mary's University Huskies. And I believe coming up next, we have an interview with Athletic Director Jack Drover of Mount Allison University. With us now is Jack 10, St. Mary's Huskies 9. An exciting end-to-end football action here on Eastlink. Mount A Mount A is 10, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank our sponsors this afternoon, the good folks at Joey's Pizza, a quaint little Italian restaurant. Come on and meet Anna and the gang, 16 York Street in Sackville. Joey's Pizza, 536-4040. And the good folks at Atlantic Rentals, how jobs get done. Atlantic Rentals, 3 Clinton Street, Amherst, 667-0700. And we're back with you here. Eric, you've got some additional stats, I guess, from that first half. Maybe you can share them with us now.
Yeah, I think in terms of stats, it's been a pretty close game, especially on passing the ball. Mount Allison's got their best half statistically so far. The time of possession is pretty close too, which wasn't people weren't really expecting that at the beginning of the game. Possession is 15, almost 16 minutes to 14 minutes for St. Mary's, but that's still pretty close for a team that's ranked number 1 in Canada. The passing yards 134 to 128 in favor of St. Mary's, and rushing St. Mary's is dominating in that category. Luis Perez 12 carries for 101 yards. Dean Jones 6 carries for 66 yards. So and Sonny Jones was not having a bad half. 9 carries for 30 yards. Forrester 7 for 12 for 130 yards passing. So good job for the quarterback out of Caledonia. Ryan Jones, the one we interviewed at halftime, had a pretty solid half as well. 9 for 18 for 134 yards. So good job for both offenses, and even on the defense side, Mount Allison's got some pretty big tackle totals. Sebastian Waugh with 6, Billy Rhino, Vince Brandis, and Ian Sinclair with 5. So as we see the top 10 here, St. Mary's is still ranked number 1, but if they lose this week, they might lose their ranking. Laval Rougier number 2, Ottawa GG's in number 3, moved up from number 4. McMaster is now occupying the number 4 spot. Laurier is number 5. Number 6 is Manitoba. Number 7 is Calgary Dinos. University of Western Ontario Mustangs is number 8. Waterloo Warriors moved up from number 10 to number 9, and McGill rounds out the top 10. So pretty solid top 10 this year.
There's the league standings. Eric, St. Mary's is on top, 6-0 in the conference with 12 points. Acadia is 3-3. St. FX 2-4. Mount Allison Mounties 1-5. And we'll try and get news for you on that Acadia X game, which is happening this afternoon. And that'll be a critical matchup as far as the second place finish in the AUS. And we're back to live action as the players come out on the field for the third quarter of play here at Macaulay Field. And the Mount Allison University Mounties lead in this contest by a score of 10-9.
For all the viewers at home, I think there's a couple of viewers in Mount Allison residence. I've been told that Truman, the second West Wing, are all glued to their TV set watching the Eastlink broadcast. So thanks a lot for all the viewers out there.
Let's just take a quick look down at the rest of the national schedule in the CIAU this afternoon. St. Mary's is obviously here at Mount A, Acadia at St. FX, Queens at Concordia, Laval at Bishops, Ottawa at McGill, Weston at Toronto, York at McMaster, Laurier at Waterloo, Guelph at Windsor, Regina at Alberta, and Manitoba at Saskatchewan. That's Nash taking the kickoff return. Still in motion before he's brought to the ground. Eric?
That was a really solid return by Nash, just following his blocking team, and they're going to get their ball at close to the 45 yard or so. It's going to be a good starting position for St. Mary's. They're trying to turn things around for them in the second half. Obviously, they're down to Mount Allison, who's only won 1 game this year, so they don't want to be the guys that lose to Mount Allison. As we see a player on the ground.
That looks like Rhino, I believe, in my first look through the traffic there.
It would be a tragic loss to the Mount Allison Mounties, because Billy Rhino has been a steady defender for them all year, making those tackles on open field and having pretty good coverage on the opposing receivers.
I wonder if we could sneak a peek from our end zone camera just to see if we get a clearer shot past the officials. No? Okay. Rhino's up under his own power, and I guess shaken but not stirred, as James Bond would say, Eric.
Another great line by Steve Rillington.
And here come the Huskies back to the line of scrimmage. They will be 1st and 10 at the St. Mary's 42-yard line. That is Jones, our halftime guest in the pocket. Looking for the snap. There it is. There's the give to Jones, but no, he's not getting anywhere. As Davy Jones and 52 were the first men in.
Gord Wadley came in on a tackle from his end position and made sure that Dean Jones wasn't going anywhere. I mean, Dean Jones and Luis Perez ran amok the lines. As you see Dean Jones here getting the carry, and he runs right into Gord Wadley and makes a tackle close to the line of scrimmage. There's going to be a gain of about a foot or two. So good job by the Mountie defense on first down.
We'll call it set. We'll be generous and call it 2nd and 9 for the Huskies. There's a quick pass. No. Intended for number 80, but that pass is incomplete.
Ian Sinclair, great coverage once again, and he made sure that he hit the receiver as he's receiving the ball. And now it's going to be 3rd down. As you see Ryan Jones getting some good protection. A nice, the ball was thrown in behind, and Ian Sinclair made sure that he wasn't going to get a hold of it. Now it's going to be it's going to be 3rd down for the for the St. Mary's Huskies, and have to kick. And Mount Allison might get some good field position out of this.
Dave Stala will boot it back. A good snap. Coverage is in quick. Has to get it away quickly, and takes a bounce in favor of the Mounties. We got a flag on the play.
And I think it's going to be no yards against St. Mary's. So with not the greatest kick and a no yards penalty, it's going to give a pretty good cushion for Mount Allison. They're going to have some real estate behind them and going to try to put some more points on the board.
We have played 1 minute and 15 in the 3rd quarter. If you're just joining us here on Eastlink Community Television, the score, Mount Allison Mounties 10, St. Mary's University Huskies 9.
There was no flag on the play. It'll be 1st down, Mount Allison.
1st and 10 for the Mounties. No flag on the play. Apparently a bit of an oops there.
Even without the flag, though, they're still going to get the ball at their own 40 yards, so it's going to be a good field position for the Mounties.
1st and 10 Mounties, as Forster is in the pocket now. Takes the snap. The give is to Sunday Jones. Jones will battle forward for about 2 yards.
Forster give to Sunday Jones. Brought down by...
Looks like about 2 yards on the play.
I mean, with running Sunday Jones on every 1st down, the defense is starting to pick up on those things. You see Carl Gendron in motion, trying to pick up the man on line of scrimmage. Good block on Matt Demers, but Sunday Jones came back inside. And that's where most of the defenders were. He made a wall of Huskies and got a gain of about 2 yards, as I said earlier.
And Forster and the Mounties are 2nd and 9. Forster looking to pass. Gets one up the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of Sean Ali. The pass is incomplete.
Pass intended for Sean.
If that pass would have been caught, it would have been a 1st down for Mount Allison. So.
Gives one fond memories of Cedric Lafreniere. That was a classic Cedric play, that short pass to the middle. Here it is.
See, Ali just pressed the catch with his body and doesn't seem to get the handle on that pass. And maybe he was awaiting the hit from the St. Mary's Huskies, but it would have been a 1st down nonetheless.
Irvin will boot it away. He is standing at his 30. Solid boot. Little wide and to the right.
Forster's kick goes out of bounds.
And I think we're even hearing the raindrops on our field mics, and that's realism for you, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, we can all the sights and sounds of a CIU football game.
It is 12:32 left in the 3rd quarter. And this is a rain-soaked, wind-swept Macaulay Field this afternoon. And tip of the hat to our Eastlink crew for enduring the elements. All right. As they bring you excellent coverage of this game, we've got a little bit of official fandango here as they try and figure things out. Eric, what's going on out there?
Officials are at a board meeting tonight, having lots of conference calls, and I mean, I'd rather have a conference call and make the right call than there's no discussion.
Unnecessary roughness on the Mounties.
Unnecessary roughness. Spearing was the call.
It's going to move the chain. It's going to be 1st down, automatic 1st down.
It'll be 1st down, St. Mary's.
The Mounties are digging themselves a hole here.
And the pins shift up. Whistles all over the place as the officials want to get things straightened up. The pins are not in position as yet for measurement. Now they are, and away we go. Luis Perez running. Perez brought down by number 28, Connolly. He was the only man that could have stopped him, Eric.
And a touchdown saving tackle by Conley, but Perez is really running really well today. As soon as he gets beyond the line of scrimmage, he's getting some positive yards. As he hurdles his offensive line and goes forward, and even drags Conley for about close to 10 or 15 yards before he gets tripped up. And like I said earlier, a touchdown saving tackle by Conley.
1st and 10, Huskies at the 15. Perez going around the outside, in for the major.
Give us to Perez.
Touchdown for Luis Perez, 15 yards, coming at 2:53 of the 3rd quarter.
Perez is running really well in this first drive of the 3rd quarter. And after almost three minutes of controlling the ball, St. Mary's is putting some more points on the board. And the Mount Allison lead didn't last very long. You see the replay here. Perez is really trying to stretch that defense. Gore Wadleys just can't keep up with Perez's speed. And great block on the outside. And that's just enough to get Perez the corner and another touchdown.
We've got a flag on the play.
Flags are down on the convert.
Convert, we'll wait and see. Offside against the Mounties, I believe. The convert is good.
Offside Mount Allison wasn't the call. The convert is good.
Penalty is declined, so.
Declined, as Eric demonstrates here in the booth. St. Mary's takes the lead once more at 2:53 of the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's 16, Mount Allison 10. And we had to bask in those few moments of glory, Eric, as the Mounties led in the contest.
We're having some problems with the chains. Probably some inexperienced chain boys today, and it's hard, especially if you don't understand the game of football, to really get the grasp of the chains. So it's another one of those unsung heroes in the game is all the people surrounding the game, the officials, the chain boys, and the Eastlink crew.
There is number 14. That is Chris Breckenridge will attempt the kickoff. Men deep are Phil Connolly and Vince Barnix. St. Mary's 16, Mount A 10. We're in the 3rd quarter, early in the 3rd quarter, having played just 3 minutes so far. Breckenridge, the boot, a low worm burner. Taken by Sebastian Roy. Head down, still on his feet. Comes out to the 35. And
Breckenridge's kick taken by
Seb, I think Seb enjoying a little bit of Hollywood opportunity there, right?
It's not many times that a big linebacker is going to return a kick, so as this kick straight to him, I guess the coaches gave him the liberty to return it. And not a bad return, but he was trying to go east-west with a guy of his body type, trying to get some more yards. He ran over a few guys, so not a bad return for an unlikely hero.
And here come the Mounties. They are 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line of Mount A territory. And there's the give to Chandra this time. I'm not sure that Chandra made it back to the line of scrimmage. If he did, it's only about 1 yard, Eric, on the pickup.
It seemed like the St. Mary's defense really saw that one coming. With, as you see, Jean Jones the only guy in the backfield. Sonny Jones was up to the line of scrimmage. And the linebacker from the weak side came in and made the tackle behind all the blocking from the offensive line.
1 yard does the pickup, 2nd and 9 for the Mounties. That's Forrester in the pocket now, calling numbers. His receivers in motion, looking to the right side. Quick dump to Chandra. Chandra finds some running room, and he'll advance maybe 3 to 4 yards at most, Eric.
That was a great play called by the Mount Allison coaches. A little screen backside to your fullback. There's a lot of pressure brought up by St. Mary's as they blitz the 2 middle linebackers. And Forrester just backpedal enough just to get the ball off. A little dump pass to Jean-Jean. Some nice blocking by Nick Sleeper as he comes underneath. And Jean-Jean tries to come back underneath, but too many guys there to hold him up. Mount Allison's trying to move the pile after the tackle. And good job, but it's not going to be enough for a first down.
And we'll see Mark Irvin booting away from his 25-yard line. There's the snap, the boot. Good one. Whistle dead for the safety, I guess, of our players more than anything else.
Kick is blown dead. It'll be 1st and 10.
Great snap by the long snapper, Matt McCourt. So having himself a pretty good season, just long snapping. We haven't had many instances where the Mount Allison long snappers got it over the punter's head. So.
And they set the line of scrimmage at the St. Mary's 45-yard line, where the Huskies will take over 1st and 10 on this series. You are watching Eastlink Community Television. Steve Riddlington, yours truly on play-by-play, and with me, Eric Collard, your color commentator. Here's Ryan Jones, QB for St. Mary's. On the snap, there it is. The give is no. It is Perez, but
Ryan Jones handoff to Luis Perez.
It's
tripped over the line of scrimmage.
It's really starting to get really slick, especially since they cut the grass really short this week, and since the moist floor is making for, as you see, Luis Perez trying to make a cutback because that's where his strengths lie, and just going to stay on his feet.
I think he was cutting. He was sort of putting downward pressure to get momentum, and his feet went sideways. Shotgun formation for the Huskies. Wobbling snap, he has to roll out. Big Dick Hone chasing, gets it pumped up. No. Wow, a close call on that one. Ruled complete to Travis Tyler. And interesting to watch the replay on that one, Eric.
It was a good pressure up the middle after a bad snap by St. Mary's. And Nick Hone tried to cut back here. As you see, Ryan Jones is pretty good at throwing on the run. As he makes a pinpoint accuracy. It looks like the receiver just comes right back, spins right back to the inside, making three tacklers miss, making some more guys miss, and finally number 10 just tackled him by his feet, but it's going to be second about a foot.
That was the 7th tackler, Eric.
Good job by Sonny Jones, great play. That's what happens when you want to get him in the open field. He can make people miss.
A quarterback keeper, and depending on the spot, it looks like he may have had penetration. Sufficient.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1st down, and good job by the interior 3 linemen, Nick Sleeper, Ryan Davison, and Mike Perciasepi getting the push on the inside, as you can see here. Getting great push by Ryan Davison and Nick Sleeper, enough for the 1st down. Good job by big Mike Forrester, putting all his weight forward to make sure you move the sticks.
We've got 6:39 remaining in the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's 16, Mount Allison 10. And Jones sees some running room, but he'll get dropped for a loss. He'll get dropped for a loss, Eric. And what happened on that?
I think they're trying to really key on Sonny Jones. He's probably the biggest weapons for the Mounties so far this year. So as you see any of the motions going to Jones, the whole linebackers are flowing. Good job by Carl Gendron. And I mean, the St. Mary's Huskies really smelt that one and closed down the holes.
And we go to shotgun formation. Forrester and the Mounties, they are 2nd and 12. And the ball is at the 51-yard line of
I think it looks like a timeout called by...
Timeout to the Mounties. You're tuned to Eastlink Community Television as we bring you Atlantic University sports football coverage of this game between the St. Mary's University Huskies and the Mount Allison University Mounties. The score, St. Mary's 16, Mount A 10. You are watching this game on Eastlink.
Injury timeout.
And don't forget, Plugged In is your community source for information on what's happening in the community. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings at 7 p.m. on Eastlink. Tune in for Plugged In on Eastlink Community Television. And don't forget, if you have comments on this or any other broadcast on Eastlink, call our viewer response line, 1-888-354-8439, 1-888-354-8439. Back to live action, 2nd and 12 for the Mounties. They are at the St. Mary's 51-yard line. Shotgun formation, Forster looking, gets one up the middle, interception by number 2 of the Huskies. And he is brought down, number 2, that is Matt Demers on the interception. And we have a man down on the play.
It looks like Nick Sleeper's down. Mike Forster was getting pressure by the middle linebackers, and as you see, number 43 right in his face, he just threw up a ball, a little wobbler, and Matt Demers just scooped it up. tried to get a little gain, but since he was running lateral, Sonny Jones trying to help on the tackle. Vince Brandis finally took him down, him and Mark Reardon. And I think it's Nick Sleeper down on the ground. If we can get some, as we see the end zone cam, yeah, big Nick Sleeper. Seems to be all right though. It's getting pretty dirty today, getting down and dirty in the trenches. That's what you want your offensive linemen to do. So
I always remember John Madden's comments about the big guys there. Down in the mud and the blood with the big uglies.
I don't think the offensive linemen are ugly, but...
well, no, speaking from experience, right?
Okay, exactly.
All right, here come the Huskies, shotgun formation, Jones. We've got 5:25 left in the third quarter. SMU 16, Mount A 10. Has to get it away, it's complete. Complete.
Jones pass complete to Dean Jones.
And it will pick up about 4 yards. No, we'll call that 3 yards for all of that running around, Eric.
Ryan Jones has been a pretty good passer on the run today. As you see, he sees Dean Jones open up, delivers a strike, and then Dean Jones just runs out of bounds for a nice gain, 4 to 5 yards.
Back to live action now, 2nd and 6 for the Huskies. Well, they are at the 51-yard line. The fake, the give to Shields. Shields running down past, runs out of Sinclair, down the yards before he runs into the bench. And Sinclair is down. Eric, I think, is that frustration? Perhaps.
Give us 2.
Great return. They're having some pretty good success running the ball off tackle with the running back. So they just go at the fake off tackle and they come back with Cartier Shields on a reverse. That's the second time he's done this play. Great blocking by number 80. And Sinclair just tries for that desperation tackle. But Cartier Shield goes up the field and gets a couple more yards before he gets knocked down out of the play by Phil Conley.
And now here are the Huskies. They are inside the 45. They're at the 43. Fake, pumps. Somebody got a hand on it. Incomplete.
Jones pass
Cord Wadley on the
incomplete.
Cord Wadley seemed to knock that ball down. As we see, Cartier Shield is running.
Play was broken up by Wadley. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Huskies.
And that's good. Here we are, Eric. Let's watch it.
Ryan Jones in the pocket. And Gord Wally just gets his hand on it just enough to deflect it and make sure that Cartier Shield doesn't get the reception.
2nd and 10 for St. Mary's at the 43-yard line of Mount A territory. Shotgun formation, watch for the pass. We've got 4:07, the clock is running. Jones takes the snap, looking to the right side. No, gonna go left. Here's one up. It is complete to Curry.
Jones' pass is complete.
That was a great, although it was complete, it was great coverage by Andrew Frazier. He was step by step with number 81 Curry. So great protection by the offensive line in the backs of St. Mary's. As you see, Frazier right there and made the quick tackle right after the reception. Still a pretty big gain of about 30 yards or so.
1st and 10 for St. Mary's. They're at the Mount A 12. There's the snap. It's going to Jones. Jones cutting back in. Touchdown, St. Mary's.
Give us 2, Dean Jones.
12 yards out.
Carry is good for the St. Mary's major score.
12-yard TD for Dean Jones. And that comes at 11:26.
As you see the replay here, Dean Jones just using that speed to get the corner, and no one could catch him as he just comes untouched for another St. Mary's touchdown.
And that will be Breckenridge converting. The convert is good.
Breckenridge converts, score now reads.
Breckenridge with the convert. And that makes the score St. Mary's 23, Mount Allison 10. Eric, your impressions of that drive?
That was a pretty good drive by St. Mary's, just running the ball and throwing those short passes. St. Mary's offensive line is trying to take control of this game, trying to bury people in the trenches. And with their weight advantage, I mean, they outweigh the Mountie defensive line by an average of about 40 or 50 pounds. So they're just trying to use their big bodies and get in front of them. And with elusive runners like Luis Perez and Dean Jones in the backfield, all he needs is to get a little crack and those runners are gone for some pretty big yardage, as we've seen on this drive. St. Mary's is trying to control the tempo of this game now, and with a lead of 13 points, they can now just sit back and relax, make sure that they don't make any mistakes to give the lead over to Mount Allison once again.
And the Breckenridge will be booting off for the Huskies, who are running from the left to the right of your TV screens. And Breckenridge gets the boot. It's a worm burner. Taken by Sebrois. Heads down, correct on the microphone. And they'll be out to the 37.
By Sebastien Waugh.
Sebastien Waugh getting 2 returns. It wasn't a big return, but it's going to give some pretty good field position. Breckenridge is trying to keep his kicks low so he doesn't get affected by the wind. And in this, it didn't came back to haunt St. Mary's, giving good field position for Mount Allison.
It's an interesting strategy, having the wind to keep them low. You know, one would think that the reverse might be true if you were facing the wind, but the Mount Allison Mounties will say thank you anyway. 1st and 10 at their own 37, shotgun formation for Mike Forster. Calling the numbers now, rolling out, he'll be sacked behind the line of scrimmage. And in the one-on-one cha-cha, number 95, Eric Lyman was the winner.
Eric Lyman, a transfer from Boston College, is trying to make his impact felt here in CIU. As you see, it was a fake to Sean Ali, and Mike Forster was supposed to keep it on the quarterback keeper. He's shown some pretty good promise running around the end, but this play, Lyman just closed that play down.
2nd and 15 for the Mounties. They're at the 32-yard line. Shotgun formation once again. Low snap. Eric gets it to Sunday Jones. Jones threading the needle before he's brought down. He will, in fact, probably lose about another yard on the play, Eric.
It was a bad snap by the center, Nick Sleeper. Bad shotgun snap, and it held up Forster for a few seconds. That was enough to throw off the pattern betwing him and, as you see, Forster just finished juggling the ball. After getting the pressure, threw a little pass to Sonny Jones. Sonny Jones trying to make a couple people miss once again, and he succeeded in that pass, but the whole defense had time to come back. And he got a gain of about 2 yards or so, but it wasn't enough to move the chains.
And Irvin will get a boot away. Short. And they try to get Nash. Nash is able to get to about the center field stripe. We'll watch for the mark.
4-yard return.
Looks like they'll set it at the 54 of St. Mary's. Eric?
Brought down
It looks to be close to the midfield stripe,
Yep.
but
It'll be first
regardless, it's
and 10,
going to be
St.
another good field position for St. Mary's.
And Mary's back to the ball. It is set at the center field stripe. Shotgun formation for the Huskies. And there it is, bit of a low snap, some penetration. Jones decides to keep it himself, and he'll drive for about 4
Jones
yards.
on the keeper.
Eric, good decision?
I think it was a smart decision. As long as your quarterback protects the ball. Remember in last year's Vanier Cup, Ryan Jones did the same kind of thing, running around the end and lost a fumble that basically lost the Vanier Cup for St. Mary's. So now he has to make sure that he keeps the ball. He did on that play. I mean, he still picked up 4 or 5 yards on the first down, so not a bad decision by Ryan Jones.
Jones in the shotgun formation, 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 5, check that. Minute flag is up. Jones has to make a decision. It is in and out of the hands of number 18, Tyler.
Jones pass intended for Tyler.
Ian Sinclair, another great job on the coverage. That's, I think, the 2nd or 3rd pass that he's made sure that the receivers drop just by hitting them right as they get the ball. Great protection against, once again, by St. Mary's offensive line. And Sinclair was right there. The ball's a little high, so the St. Mary's player has to leave his feet and vulnerable to the hit of Ian Sinclair.
Dave Stala will be booting for St. Mary's on the punt. He'll be back at his own 44-yard line. There's the snap. The boot is up, and he gets a reasonable kick. Comes down to Baroness. Baroness slips through the tackles before he is swarmed at the 20.
By Baranus.
He's at the 20.
3-yard return.
And Eric, perhaps a little farther behind than we've seen the Mounties.
Yeah, Mount Allison had some pretty good field position in this third quarter, so they're going to try to keep that field position going. Now they're back at about their 30 or so.
We're less than a minute, about 30 seconds, and the clock is running in the third quarter. Wind will be behind the Mounties for the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, St. Mary's 23, Mount A 10. Forster looking to pass. It's a quick one. It was intended for Gendron, but the pass incomplete. Forster seeing the turf close up.
Yeah, he's been hit a few times today, and he's trying to set up the screen once again, but since the guy was right in his face, he had to, as you see here, the offensive linemen leaving their guys to get downfield, but the pass was overthrown for Carl Gendron. Nice blocking over there by Julian Dickinson. It was pretty useless since Gendron couldn't get the reception.
2nd and 10 for the Mounties. They are at the 20 of Mount A territory. Forster takes the snap. Looking, has to get it away. Complete to Ali. And wow, did you hear the helmets crack on that one, Eric?
Michael Crooks, a DB for St. Mary's, made sure that Ali would catch the ball. That was almost like a suicide pass from Forster. As you see, Forster is trying to cock that ball back. Ali has no idea that Crooks is coming across the field hunting for his head. And big hit by Michael Crooks on Sean Ali. And Ali couldn't hold on, and it's going to be the end of the third quarter.
After 3 quarters of football, St. Mary's University 23, Mount Allison 10.
And now Mount Allison's going to be kicking into the with the wind on his back, so it's going to be an advantageous punt for Mount Allison.
We've played 45 minutes of football, and as you see on our screen, St. Mary's 23, Mount A Mounties 10. And we'll turn about geography-wise. You're tuned to Eastlink Community Television. Yours truly, Steve Ridlington, doing the play-by-play. Eric Collard is my co-pilot, doing the color commentary. And Mark Irvin will boot it away. He's back at his 5. And there's a beauty. Solid coming down to Nash at the center field stripe. We have got a flag on the play. Nash on his feet, and we'll have to see. Is that no yards, Eric?
I think it'll be illegal block against St. Mary's, but that's just my intuition. So it'll be interesting to see what against who the penalty is enforced. Illegal block? Yeah, is that the early indication?
All right, we'll wait for the man in the white hat to give an indication.
It's being marched off against St.
Yes, the infraction is against the Huskies. So that will march the sticks back to
an illegal block against
the 45, illegal block.
It'll be 1st and 10. That is a 10-yard penalty.
14:37. We're just seconds into the fourth quarter here at Macaulay Field in Sackville, New Brunswick at Mount Allison University. Oh, timeout, White.
Seems like there's not enough guys in the field. Maybe someone missing from the field, or...
Timeout now.
And we have a timeout assessed against the Mount Allison University Mounties. If you're just joining us, you're watching Eastlink Community Television. The score here at Macaulay Field in this Atlantic University Sports Football Conference game between the Mount Allison University Mounties and the St. Mary's University Huskies. St. Mary's Huskies 23, Mount Allison Mounties 10. And we like to thank our Eastlink crew for their great work this afternoon in adverse weather conditions. And they're bringing you this game from Macaulay Field at Mount Allison. This game, the last homestand for the Mount Allison Mounties of the 2000 season. They will have one more game in their schedule, and that will be a game in Antigonish next week against the St. Francis Xavier X-Men.
As we see little Ray Perkin being the ball boy for today.
Yep. And
it's probably pretty cold down there on field level. So.
The Mysterious voices in my head tell me that Eastlink will be there for that St. FX Mount A game. So stay tuned to your Eastlink station. There's Perez, the ball carrier. First down, Huskies.
And that's St. Mary's 24th first down of this game compared to only 8 for Mount Allison. That's a big difference, and the rushing yards are pretty substantial in terms of St. Mary's. 28 carries for 243 yards, and for Mount Allison, 14 carries for a mere 32 yards. So the passing statistics are pretty even, but in rushing the ball, St. Mary's has been dominating today.
First and 10, St. Mary's. They're at their own 54-yard line. Jones over his O-line now. And there's the give to Perez. Perez is stuffed. Perez gets nowhere, Eric.
Great stand by the Mounties. Perez has been running all over them today, so good job by the Mounties to bring them down. It'll be interesting to see the replay. As you see, Perez is getting stuff, and Sebastian Waugh on the hit. And if Sebastian wouldn't have hit him, he would have been gone for another pretty big gain. Still a gain of 4 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 Huskies. They're in Mount A territory now at the 52. Jones looking to the right side. The pass is complete to Curry, but Fraser says, "You're not going anywhere." The ball is dropped, broke loose, and let's see.
St. Mary's still recovered, so it's going to be St. Mary's ball, whichever way you look at it.
Yep.
But pretty good coverage by, although Fraser gave a pretty big cushion to Jake Carey, but he made sure he came back in on the tackle. As you see, Ryan Jones relieving ball. Great tackle by Andrew Fraser, just spinning him around. As he did that, the ball popped loose, but Big John Salmus, the All-Canadian from St. Mary's, had the sense to just drop on it.
Fraser trying his level best there. He almost got he almost recovered the fumble. Jones and the Huskies. Fake, pump, big pass, and knocked out of the way by Baroness. What an effort there.
Great job by Vince Brannis. He's been doing this all year. It's hard when you're playing free safety. Sometimes you're caught no man's land, but on that play he made his presence felt. Great coverage, great protection as Brannis was closing in on it. He saw the pass was a little behind, and great knockdown by Vince Brannis, showcasing his closing speed on that play.
2nd and 10 for the Huskies. They're at the 38-yard line of Mount A territory. 12:41 left in the 4th quarter. St. Mary's 23, Mount A 10. Jones rolling out to the left, looking for a receiver on that side. And incomplete to Dave Stala.
It's interesting to see that St. Mary's has been rolling out a lot today, trying to get away from the pressure. Mount Allison has been pretty consistent all year, bringing pressure against the quarterbacks, blitzing the linebackers, and having pretty good success with that. But St. Mary's trying to shift the game plan, whereas they're rolling the pocket. So if Mount Allison brings the pressure in the middle, it won't affect the play that much. And Ryan Jones has been pretty successful on those rollout passes.
Okay, Breckenridge is going to try a 45-yard field goal into the wind. So we're looking for a fake here.
I know, it'll be interesting to see.
No, there's the set, the boot. It is going to be short. Taken down. It looks like he was down on his knee, but they kept coming.
Should be a penalty against St. Mary's, but we'll see. There's a late flag, so it'll be interesting to see. Vince Brannis just trying to kneel down since the ball, I think, started out in the end zone.
Breckenridge's kick falls short, taken by Baranitz.
And we'll wait and see what the officials. From our vantage point, he looked clearly down, Eric.
As we see the replay, his knee is down, and he's still. I think that was a little bit more in the touch, as they hit him after he was already down. Big number 64, Stephen Morley, trying to make a tackle on a vulnerable Vince Brannis. As Vince flips. I guess the penalty was against Brannis on that one.
How do we figure?
Since it's a missed field goal, it should have been taken around the 45 where they attempted the field goal, but apparently not.
It's unfortunate that the officials can't benefit from our video here. Anyway, there's Blake Nill wondering himself what's going on, but the Mounties coming back now. And no,
It could be close to a safety touch. We'll see how the referees rule on that one.
All right, we'll see if momentum was stopped sufficiently before the fumble recovery by the Mounties. No, it is second down. Here it is, Eric. Watch.
See some good pressure from number 95, Eric Lyman, trying to. And
that'll bring up second down.
Sonny Jones and Ryan Davison on a fumble recovery. Pretty good heads-up play by Sonny Jones. As you see, Robert Kitchens huddling his defensive counterparts to make sure that they get some pretty good coverage when they get back on the field, trying to get a little bit of rest here.
And they'll drive to try and get out of the end zone.
It's a little, since they're in the shotgun formation, to try and spread the field with a little, they're trying to counter with a little draw play underneath, but Sonny Jones didn't get anywhere. Actually, it was Carl Jandro on the draw, so it's a gain of about a yard, if that, and there's going to be.
There it is again, Eric.
As you see, Carl Jandro on the carry, and just gets out of the end zone enough to make sure it doesn't get a safety touch, but not enough to get the touch to get the first down.
And Mark Irvin will be deep in his end zone to endeavor to boot it away. He does have the wind this quarter, and that may be a factor. And we'll wait for the snap. And we have a single point concession. No?
Yep.
Safety. Yes, a
That's
safety
safety,
touch on the concession.
It'll be 25-10, and with 11 minutes left, they're just trying to make sure that they don't give any easy scores for the St. Mary's Huskies. Now they'll be kicking off from their own 40, or St. Mary's is going to be taking the ball straight out without a kick at their own 40, at their own 35.
So at the 4:05 mark of the fourth quarter, St. Mary's takes a 25-10 lead on a safety. And Eric, the weather getting dirtier by the moment.
And it's becoming more of a factor. There's a couple fumbles and some slippery exchanges. So we're going to have to make sure that St. Mary's gets some secure exchanges.
Give us to Gabe Harvey.
Now, we haven't heard yet, but it'd be interesting to know what the Acadia X score is. We'll try and get that for you before the end of our broadcast. St. Mary's faces Acadia next week, Eric, and the Mounties travel to Antigonish against the X-Men, and that X-Men Mount A game will be seen on Eastlink Cable, Eastlink Community Television. So we invite you to stay tuned to Eastlink for that coverage. 10:07 left here at Macaulay Field in the fourth quarter. In and out of the hands of number 27, the pass is incomplete.
I think that pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, it wasn't caught by the receiver. Great coverage by Vince Brannis, as you see here the replay. Brian Jones getting the snap and dropping back, trying to look for. Yeah, it was tipped by
Nick Hone, I think, maybe
one of the defenders. I don't know which one exactly on the replay, but it's weather is starting to get slippery, as we've seen. Luis Perez has been having some problems with his footing, and it's gonna mix for some tricky exchanges, like I said earlier.
Stala will be booting for a high snap to Stala. Has to get one away quickly, almost vertical on the kick. Taken by Ali. Ali gets back into territory of St. Mary's.
7 yards.
So the Mounties will take over 1st and 10.
There's a flag on the play. I think one of the referees is looking at Dave Stalla. It looks like he just died on that play. He seemed to get barely nicked by Ian St. Clair, who's blitzing, tried to block the kick, but Dave Stalla dropped like a sack of potatoes on that one. So.
Well, maybe we can. I don't know if we have
an end zone
replay.
shot.
Do we have an end zone shot of that gentleman of technical magic? Let's see. We'll wait and see if we have something for you. We'll certainly share it with you if we have it. An injury to Stala, the punter. Here it is.
As
Eric,
we see
watch.
here, Ian St. Clair was just trying to come across and block the kick, and he barely nicked Dave Stala, but Dave Stala was just dropped like someone a sniper shot him from upstairs. So
Certainly, no, I think the contact, incidental contact, you might say, Eric.
But with this injury or with this unfortunate happening, it's going to give a first down to St. Mary's.
All right, they're going to set it here.
The call against the Mounties. It'll be first down, St. Mary's.
Offside. 9:40 left on the clock. St. Mary's 25 and Mount Allison 10. I wonder if we can just check down the line and see if we have a score. Do we have a score at Acadia NX? No. No, says our friends in the press box. And an injury once again. We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast on Eastlink Community Television. Certainly a pleasure for yours truly, Steve Ridlington and Eric Collard, to bring this game to you from Macaulay Field at Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. And next week, Eastlink will be at Antigonish to cover the St. FX Mount A game. So stay tuned for that.
It's always interesting when we go to St. FX. The weather always seems to be the worst of the year. Always the crown in the St. FX field makes for some tricky play, and usually the weather doesn't agree with us. We had a monsoon there last year, as we see Blake Neals arguing with the referees. He's trying to get a penalty against for roughing the kicker, but they still got the first down. So.
And there comes 1st and 10 for St. Mary's, and we could hear some fan tips from our field level mics. 25-10 the score as you see it. St. Mary's over Mount A, and we've got 9:32 left in the fourth quarter. Jones and the Huskies on the move. The give to Perez, still on his feet. He'll be close to the first down, but not quite. Call it 9 yards, Eric.
I think it'll be a little short on that play. It'll be third and about 2 yards or 1.5 yards. So.
Gain of 9 on the play.
As you see the replay here, Vince Brandt's coming downhill, and Sebastien Waugh gets blocked inside, and Luis Perez makes a great cutback. He's tackled by Justin Green. Third and 1.5 yards to go.
Perez, he'll have the first down. First down Huskies as they just
give to Perez.
Get over the center field stripe into Mount A territory.
Perez is having himself a pretty good game.
As well as Meyer, that'll be
some
good
of the stats will indicate here. We'll wrap up the stats for you at the end of the game, but Perez has been over 100 yards today. As we see, he makes like a little cutback, and that got him the first down. Just some power running by the St. Mary's Huskies. That's what got him here, so they're trying just to power over the opponents.
Jones over the ball now. 1st and 10 Huskies at the 54-yard line of Mount A territory. They fake, no, and it's bobbled by Dean Jones, but Ryan Wilson there to make sure he got no further. We've got a loss on the play, Eric Collard.
It was a loss of about 5 yards. They're trying to go for the option. They've shown this a couple times earlier. The fullback or the fake to the fullback, Gabe Harvey, and then the option pitch to number 22, Dean Jones. Dean Jones couldn't seem to get the handle on it, and Ryan Jones just touched him while he was down. Enough for a loss of about 5 to 6 yards.
Now here come the Huskies. They are 2nd and 15 at their own 51. Jones gives to, and great effort there. Number 1 tied him up long enough for Sebrois and Baroness to get in there.
As we heard the thump all the way from over here. And Justin Green held him up for a couple seconds, and the reinforcements came in. As you see here, little play inside, Sebrois whiffed on him, and Dean Jones was trying to come up. Justin Green, as you see, Justin Green's holding him up here, and Sebrois and Vince Brand has sandwiched poor Dean Jones. It's gonna be 3rd and long as they have the 4 horsemen in the backfield here, trying to make sure that Mount Allison is going to block.
Stala gets a solid kick away on the bounce, and it is picked up by Ali. Ali out to the 35. Look over here, what the heck?
As we see here, a little little bit of a fight between.
By Bruce Nelson.
I think there's going to be a penalty on the flag. Apparently on the play it could be against St. Mary's. We see some wrestling going on. Seems to be a lot of wrestling going on between these two teams, as we saw in the last game. Some wrestling on the line between Jared Murphy and one of the Huskies. So
I think when you put wrestling and football together, you get the XFL, don't you, Eric?
That's still to be seen. So I think that this one could be marched off against St. Mary's.
Well, let's see. We'll wait and see who, in fact, it looks like double assessments. First down for, I guess they negate each other. Essentially, they're coincidental, Eric.
Offsetting penalties were called. First down, Mount A.
And there it is to Reardon. Reardon will get about 3 yards on the play, Eric.
A little hitch pass, and that didn't seem to fool
Up close.
Mark Reardon, the pretty boy from Halifax, Nova Scotia. And they've been throwing the ball just a couple times to him. As you see, a little wobbler by Forrester. And Reardon was covered by 2 people right away, so didn't get much of a gain. See Matt Demers coming in on tackle after.
Back to live action. Just looking at those Mount A jerseys, managers will have fun in the laundry this week, Eric.
Those dirty games, if you see, look at the interior linemen, Ryan Davison and Nick Sleeper, those guys are pretty dirty. Same with Mike Forrester. So.
And shotgun formation for the Mounties. Forrester lays one up. It is complete to Dickinson. Dickinson, turn on the Jets. Dickinson. He's gone all the way. Touchdown, Julian Dickinson. Touchdown, Mounties.
Forster is good.
As we see a big celebration down the end zone. That was probably close to a 70-yard pass from Mike Forrester to Julian Dickinson, the mathematician. As we see the replay here,
75.
As we see the replay, Julian Dickinson just making a couple miss as soon as he got the ball, and they just fell all nice blocking downfield by Mark Reardon, but Julian Dickinson with his Jets just made sure there's no way that no one was catching him. A 73-yard touchdown from Mike Forrester to Julian Dickinson. So really exploring the weaknesses on the St. Mary's defense. I think this is the most points that someone has put up on St. Mary's. It's going to be 17 points after the convert, especially.
Yes, that's right. The 29-12 last week was the most to that point in time.
Especially this is against a team that scored only 3 touchdowns coming in, 3 offensive touchdowns coming into this game. So they almost equaled that the total mark for the whole years. And just this game today, they already have 2 offensive touchdowns, 2 great passes from Forrester.
And the Mounties just having a bit of a timeout as they make a choice here. I don't know if we're going to see anything if they try the 2-pointer or if they just settle in. Eric, your thoughts?
Yeah, with a 2-pointer, it would put him within a touchdown of the lead. But if they only go for 1 here, they can go within. They can go for a 2-pointer on the next play, and it still give them be tied for the lead. So we're interesting to see what kind of play that Coach Kitchen has got in store for us. As we see Holder, Peter Hill, he's the backup quarterback, so you know he's got a good arm. So.
Snap, set, boot, it's up, it's good. Convert.
Convert is good.
Convert, Mark Irvin.
25, Mount Allison 17.
St. Mary's 25, Mount A 17 at 8:54 of the 4th quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, I chuckle because consistently over the season I put an E on Mark Irvin's name, and of course there is none. And a great effort there, 73 yards. And
I think that's the longest play from scrimmage that Mount Allison has seen all year. And I mean, the offense has really played a pretty good game today, making the big plays that we haven't seen for the rest of the year. There's a big touchdown to J.P. Lariviere. We only seen one of those earlier, and then a big play to Julian Dickinson for 73 yards. So.
And interesting to note that no other Atlantic University sports conference team has scored as much as the Mounties have this afternoon against these Huskies. St. Mary's 25, Mount A 17, and there is 6 minutes and 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Irvin, a boot, a worm burner to Nash. Nash, nope, check that. That is Dean Jones.
Irvin's kick taken by Dean Jones.
Forward momentum is shut down at the 45-yard line. And certainly don't need any after-the-fact fisticuffs, Eric, to mar this effort by the Mounties.
Some tomfoolery going on now on the field level. They're starting to get some chippy play between these two teams, especially with St. Mary's probably frustrated with the lack of production from their offense. And usually, their margin of victory has been close to 30 points all year, and now they're only up by 8 points. So they're probably wondering what's going on. I think they're only worried about they want to get the win and prepared for next week against Acadia.
Jones over the ball now, and to Dean Jones. Dean Jones can't turn the corner, Eric.
As the fans are starting to get pretty excited.
Gonna be a loss on the play. Jones not able to turn the corner. Maybe we've got a replay. We can have a look at that in a moment.
Brought down by
And
Ryan
Monty
Wilson
defense
and
are really
Sebastian
tightening
There it
up their
is.
holes. I see Ryan Wilson is trying to
No gain on the play.
stretch,
It'll be second
and Dean
down.
Jones comes back underneath and runs right into Sebastian Waugh. And great job by Ryan Wilson turning the play back inside to his friends, and Sebastian Waugh made sure that Dean Jones didn't get a gain. I think he actually got a loss of about a foot. So
Back to live action now, 2nd and 10 Huskies. Jones, there's the give to Jones, and he'll get less than a yard.
Once again, the give is to Dean Jones, brought down by the Mountie defense.
And the Mounties, the Huskies will have to punt it away.
good team effort by the Mountie defense. They're really trying to play a team game right now. If they're selling out to make sure that someone makes a tackle.
4:48 left, and the score 25
As you
for
see
St.
some of
Mary's.
the dejected St. Mary's players going back to their bench. I'm pretty sure they were expecting a blowout in this game once again. So, pretty good job of Mount Allison keeping the game close and within a converted touchdown.
There's a snap. Stala gets the boot away, has to get it away quickly. Rolls, picked up by Ali. Ali will run it out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And not bad field position, Eric Collard.
First and
I
10
mean,
for the Mounties.
We've seen them score from this exact point on the last drive, so if they can keep going one little bit at a time and come within some points. There's 4 minutes and 34 seconds left on the clock, so they still got plenty of time to score a touchdown.
If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this game is being brought to you on Eastlink Community Television. The score, 25-17, St. Mary's over Mount Allison. We are live here at Macaulay Field, Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. Forrester over the Mounties now, looking, has to get it away. Complete to Gendron. August for the first down. He is out to the center field stripe.
They're trying to see there's been some blitzing up the middle by St. Mary's, so they're trying to really take advantage of that and swing it outside to Carl Gendron on the screen. They've done it twice, not so successfully, but this time it's gone for a gain of about 16 or 17 yards. As we see, Gendron's got lots of open field ahead of him. He doesn't have to use his blockers, and just trying to put his head down and get a couple more yards, and another first down for Mount Allison.
Back to live action, 1st and 10 Mounties at their own 54-yard line. Forster over the ball. Takes the snap. Looking, has time, gets it away. Complete. And still on his feet. We might have another first down.
I think we do have another first down.
Yes.
Complete to Joey Farrow.
Wait, says the officials. And we'll look for the set. Yes, first down. Here it is, Eric.
As we see, not the prettiest ball, but it got there enough, and Jody Farrow trying to make an extra move to get a couple more yards and make sure he get the first down.
And the Mounties coming back to the ball, 1st and 10, 3:32 left. They are 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Huskies. Shotgun formation for Mike Forster. Forster's got the time, airs it up. It is intended for Larry Vieira. Complete to J.P. Lariviere. The Mounties are inside the 15.
Forster is complete to J.P. Lariviere.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an offensive series for Mount A here, Eric Collard.
The fans are getting really excited. I mean, the crowd's not that big, as we see Mike Forster is throwing some pretty good balls today. A pinpoint accuracy to J.P. Lariviere, comes back underneath. Still makes a tackle, even though he was covered pretty well by number 16 of St. Mary's. The fans are really getting into this game.
1st and 10 Mounties. They are at the 14-yard line of Husky territory. There's the give to Jones. Jones powers up the middle. He'll get maybe 2 to 3 yards. Eric?
And we are at under 3 minutes left in the second half.
And Mount Allison is starting to get, they're in the red zone, they're in the scoring range, so we'll have to get a couple good plays and then get himself another touchdown and close to a lead for the home team. I see Sunday Jones here is trying to cut right in the middle, but Bruce Nelson held him up so that Mark Irwin and the rest of St. Mary's Huskies could get a licking on him.
And the Mounties knocking at the door. They're in the red zone of St. Mary's. They are 2nd and 11 at the 15. Loss of 1 on that last play. Forster has his charges. There we go. Looking, gets it up. Complete. Yes. Yes, complete.
Forster is complete to J.P. Lariviere.
And we'll see if they're close enough for the first down. They may be about a yard short.
I think the smart decision is to go for it on this one. With only 2 minutes and 28 seconds left, it's going to be...
Here it is, Eric, on the replay.
It'll be 3rd and 1.
As we see good cutting by the offensive line, and J.P. Lariviere is getting some pretty good receptions today. It's his 3rd catch, and he already has a touchdown. So I think there's a timeout called by either St. Mary's or Mount Allison, but Mike Forster is having a conference call with the coaches from the Mount Allison bench, as we see Forster, number 8 here. He's been pretty dirty.
They've called for the chains, Eric. That's what the delay is. And officials call for the chains, and there's the chain gang.
I think they might be going for a field goal, as we see a couple of field goal people are huddling. Yeah, they're going for the field goal in this one. Or maybe a big yeah, I think they're going for the big package. They're bringing in Matt McCord, Davy Jones, and Sebastien Roy, trying to go for the double tight end to make sure that they get the first down.
Let's wait. Now we haven't got a real good camera angle on the chains, but let's try and see, Eric.
Here we go. It'll be tough. It'll be close to first down.
No, they seem to have clarified things now.
Okay, it'll be 3rd and a yard from the early indication.
So they stuff. What happens here, Eric? They stuff the line with LeBoeuf, as it were.
Yeah, they're trying to get some more, trying to get more beef on it, but I think they might be. They had Sebastien Roy and Matt McCord on the field, but I think they took him out to make sure they're trying to stretch the defense.
All right, they're just
3rd down.
Got 2:28 locked on the clock. Mounties with a converted touchdown would come within 1. And we'll have to see what happens here.
They're having some problems with the chains. Like I said, some inexperienced ball boys.
Eric, I'm just thinking possible scenarios here. Do you go for if they're successful and perhaps come up with a touchdown, and then you try for a single point on the kickoff to lock the score? Or
no,
what do you do?
I think you would go for 2 right after. You got the momentum going. It's a first down here.
Awesome! 1st and goal to go.
Like you were saying earlier, I think you would go for the 2-point conversion right away, and then if you don't get it, then you'll probably have to rely on the safety or something. But I mean, it's up to the coaches. Depends what their gambling meter is set at.
1st and goal for the Mounties at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Mounties at the 3 with 2:28. And Mike Forster over the ball. There's the give to Sunday Jones. Jones cutting. And I'm not sure if he got any forward advance on that.
It's going to be close, but I don't think he got much of a gain on that. Still going to be second and goal.
It'll be second and goal from the 2-yard line.
Second and goal from the 2.
According to the PA announcer, Hart Schuldeis.
With the bionic eyes. Now the Mounties have a second and goal situation. And let's see, we might, okay, they break huddle. Coming back now.
You can sense the excitement right now, yeah.
There's the give, Jones. And we'll have to see, it'll be close. Third down.
Give it to Sunday Jones.
Jones, I believe, is down on the field. Is that Jones? Yes.
They're trying to make sure he doesn't stay down because use a timeout that you could be very valuable near the end of the game.
Okay, let's watch.
As you see Sonny Jones trying to, Carl Gendron gets buckle on that play, and they try to come in from that side. And they really stuck the line of scrimmage. You can expect a play action pass or perimeter play on this.
There's not really a chance to go up.
As I was saying earlier, they stalked a couple other extra players. I see they bring Sebastian Waugh, Matt McCord, and Davy Jones for some extra blocking.
And we'll see what happens here as the Mounties endeavor to go through. Jones on his feet, and he is not going to make it. Not going to make it, Eric.
And I think that basically sealed the victory for St. Mary's. Got to run out the clock.
Give it to Sunday Jones.
What a valiant effort, though, by the Mounties. Here it is. I think we have the replay, Eric.
As we see, they really stalked the line, and they got some good penetration from the D lineman. And Curtis Nash came up after Sonny Jones was almost tripped up and just made the stick on him.
All right, I guess now it's up to the defense, Eric.
Defense going to come up with a big play in order to either interception. This is the point where you can return an interception for a touchdown because it's only about, St. Mary's is starting from their own 5-yard line or so.
No go. They freeze the clock at 1:43 and no advance.
It's a safe bet, though. I mean, you want to run out the clock and make sure that that nothing is. It's the safest way to go. You run out the clock, make sure you get a good exchange, and just fall forward and run out and make sure that there's some seconds coming off the clock. There's about 1:30 left now, so.
It'll be second down.
Here comes Jones, 1:31, and the clock is running. Huskies deep in their own territory. No.
Give it to Perez.
Perez gets short yardage. He might have got one, Eric.
Got a couple yards on the play, but it's still going to be short. It's going to be third and about 4 yards, so they're going to have to punt. And
now we wait and see. Third down and 4.
I think they might be giving away the single point. I don't know, their offense is still in the, or as we see the punting team coming out now, but their offense was still on the field. I was wondering what they're going to do with.
We can't hear you, Mountie fans.
Eastlink Community Television is bringing you this Atlantic University sports football game between the St. Mary's University Huskies and the Mount Allison University Mounties. And Eric, I certainly think it's been an entertaining game of football. 25-17 you see on your screen in the fourth quarter, and the Mounties certainly were threatening just moments ago and have an opportunity contingent on how the cards fall in the next minute and 21 seconds.
I mean, most people didn't expect this close of a game, considering that St. Mary's been playing their starters for most of the game. So
Stala will be in the end zone for the boot, and we'll just wait and see what transpires here.
And he can't afford to give the single point. So
here we await. And we've got a time count violation by St. Mary's.
This is good news for Mount Allison. Going to drive back St. Mary's another 5 yards back. So, I mean, the returners are around their 35-yard line. So if they fall forward, they can still be pretty close to the red zone.
And St. Mary's now deep in their own territory. They're inside the 5. Stala will be booting. And Stala and Everett will go down for a single point. A single point conceded to the Mounties on the play. And that single point concession coming at 14:08.
Stella concedes the safety. Score now reads St. Mary's 25, Mount Allison 19.
As you see, Stella is running off the field. It's going to be Mounties' ball.
That's not a single point. I stand corrected. A
safety, yeah.
Safety touch to Mount A.
It's going to be kicking St. Mary's going to be kicking off the ball with Sean Ali and Vince Bryan's backbeat. 54 seconds left, and all they have to get is a touchdown, and it's going to be Mounties' game. So it's pretty stressful times at McCauley Field.
Yes, building up the stress factors for
as we see the minute flag is up.
The minute flag is up. There is 52.4 seconds on the clock. And we will see how the St. Mary's Huskies play this one. Blake Neal, I'm sure, has something in his bag of tricks.
Yeah. Blake Neal is full of bag of tricks.
Here come the Huskies. The ball is set at the 45. No, it's back at the 35-yard line. Breckenridge. Short. And it's taken by Baroness. Baroness up the middle. And he pushes with a second effort out to the 47-yard line. Eric, first and 10 Mounties at the Mount A 47, and 46 seconds left.
This is the intense time. This is the do or die. If the Mount Allison Mounties want to put up another W on their season, this is time to do it. As Vince Brandis is on the ground once again.
As we just see him past the huddle there. There he is. Seems to be favoring the left leg. And that would be a serious loss. Vince just played an excellent game for the Mounties.
And Vince is playing, he played a little bit of receiver in today's game. He's been playing extremely well at the safety position, as we got a great shot from the end zone cam. And he's been returning punts pretty nicely today. So an all-around performance by Vince Brandis.
Yes,
we see the return here.
See, maybe we can see the contact.
He gets hit on the side and tries to keep forward. And then Dan Patterson and his buddies are trying to push Vince forward for an extra couple of yards, and I'm sure there's the injury was occurred in the big melee inside.
He seems to be okay, running off the field under his own power, and this has got to be probably the single most critical series for the Mount A offense of the season, as far as they're concerned. Eric,
as you see the 4-pack on the left side.
Forrester has time, gets it complete, there it is, to Sunday Jones. Jones has the first down and out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Husky territory.
The hook and ladder play is used very well in Varsity Blues, and they're trying to do a little remake here. I don't think anyone expected this. As we see the replay here, great pitch from Jody Farrell to Sunday Jones. And comes in and gets another probably 20 yards. A great play by the Mounties. A pretty interesting play calling, the great hook and ladder play, and seemed to work for them. So
hook and ladder play sets them on fire, dare we say, Art? All right. 37-9 left on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another player down on your screen. Eric, that's number 80 of the Mounties.
Jody Farrell, who made the pitch as he was going down. He seems to be all right, and Vince Brandis, the utility man for the Mounties, has been inserted.
And we just want to check here, and
Mike Forrester, I've been told by Steve Drover, has hit 300 passing yards, his best day as a Mountie so far.
Shotgun formation for the Mounties. Forrester gets it to Baroness, complete. No, not complete, says the official.
Goes incomplete.
That still gives you 32 seconds left in the clock. So
there it is, Eric.
As we see, he hit. It was a one hopper to Vince Brandis, and it was almost fortunate that it wasn't complete, because right now the clock is not going. And so.
And the fans come alive here at McCauley Field. There's the snap. Forrester has time. Lays up a bomb. Complete to Dickinson. First down, Mounties.
Forster's pass
They're at the
complete to
25-yard line.
Dickinson.
The Mounties don't have any more timeouts, so they're going to have to down the ball or get a play off right away. The clock's going to be rolling pretty soon, so.
And the Mounties.
We can cut the tension with a knife.
Yes,
How thick it
indeed.
is.
Yes, indeed. Forrester lays one up. It is taken by the Huskies, intercepted by the Huskies. Now, what's the call there, Eric?
First down Huskies, I guess.
Do they come out to the 20?
If they caught it in the end zone, as you see the replay here, Forster just puts up a prayer, and JP was way too back in the end zone.
Nash makes the interception.
Yeah, deep in his own end zone. And,
Forster's pass intercepted by Nash.
I don't know where they're going to spot the ball. Looks like the 20-yard line from here, but it's hard to see with some foggy windows. Yeah, like I was saying, the pressure was so thick you can cut it with a knife. And I mean, it's been most people weren't expecting a thriller of a game, but Mount Allison's only down by 6 points with 16 seconds left. So
No one has scored more against the St. Mary's Huskies this year.
nonetheless, a great showing by Mount Allison. They can't go to the locker room with their heads down after today's game.
And I wonder what this will do for those who determine the rankings, Eric. What do you think? Is this gonna...
See, because the rankings, most of it is how they play against other opponents, and considering that Mount Allison is not viewed within the top 10, it's St. Mary's might lose their ranking to number 2 Laval, who's been playing pretty well throughout the game.
And that'll do it here from the College
There
Field.
is the final whistle.
St. Mary's 25.
And what a great effort by Mount Allison. Certainly not on a silver platter to the St. Mary's Huskies this afternoon.
As we see some hugs and
And there you are, the final score, ladies and gentlemen. St. Mary's Huskies 25, Mount Allison Mounties 19. Eric, do you want to take us through the second half stats, please?
okay, in the third quarter, a 15-yard touchdown by Luis Perez, giving SMU a 16-10 lead with Breckenridge on the convert. 11:26 of the third quarter, a 12-yard touchdown run by Dean Jones, giving St. Mary's 23 and Mount A 10 with Breckenridge on the convert once again. At 4:05 the fourth quarter, a safety by SMU. And at 8:54, an exciting play, 73-yard bomb from Mike Forrester to Julian Dickinson, cutting the lead to 8 with Mark Irvin on the convert. And a safety touch by Mount A, cutting the lead to 6. As
Okay, Eric, I'm just going to let you maybe reflect on those numbers. I got to run downstairs, and we'll be with you in a moment.
if we can just get some stats from Mr. Drover. What an exciting game we've seen today. A seesaw battle between the two teams, with St. Mary's coming up on top. Most people didn't expect it to be this close. St. Mary's ranked number 1 in Canada, having the best offense and the best defense in this conference. And Mount Allison gave him a great game. It was close to being a defeat for St. Mary's. It's closest game that St. Mary's has witnessed all year, with a victory of only 6 points. When a team averages a victory gap of 30 points, a 6-point lead is nothing. So a lot of people didn't expect very much from this Mount Allison team, but they responded back, and especially in this game with the big Seniors Day. So the Mounties came up big. So if I'm just looking around with the Seniors Day, all the people graduating in the Mounties this year, we got number 10 Vince Branis, number 65 Ryan Davison, number 33 Julian Dickinson, Big Sean Hilliker, Sonny Jones had a pretty good season this year. JP Lariviere had a great game today, receiving all those passes from and Mike Perciasepi, JC Planta, Ian St. Clair. We're not going to go down to field level with Steve Erlington and the winning coach Blake Neal of St. Mary's Huskies.
And we're here at the sideline with head coach Blake Neal of the victorious St. Mary's Huskies. And coach, some thrilling moments and some heart-stopping moments in the last few minutes of this game. Your thoughts coming out of this squeaker?
Well, definitely the closest game we've been involved all year. You got to give full credit to Mount A. Those kids came out, they played us, like I said, that's the toughest game we've been involved all year. They played so well. We just weren't able to meet their challenge, and that's, that has some concern to me. But right now, maybe it was a good thing too for our guys to be involved in something like this, because we haven't been involved in anything, and of this type of urgency, and so it might have some positives to it.
Okay, as you look ahead, I know that people have commented on the nature of competition in the AUAA, but as you say, this is important for the Huskies. You've sealed first place, you've sealed home field, so a little taste of adversity this afternoon is probably a good wake-up call.
I think it is. Again, you're looking at a situation where we haven't had to dig down deep like we had to on defense there in the last couple minutes, and we did, and we were able to do that. So I'm happy to see that. At the same time, I'm concerned with whether we're moving in the right direction as the important games come. Whether we're starting to peak or we're starting to falter a bit, and that's something the coaching staff is going to have to sit down and have a real long look at, and see what adjustments we can make.
Was the loss of Kelly Ireland and your adjustments up front on offense, do you think that was any factor coming into this matchup?
Of course, it hurts not having Kelly in, but that wasn't the situation. We, the individuals on the front line played, I have full confidence in them. I think it was just the fact that we didn't show up and we're ready to play at the same intensity and the same level that Mount Allison was.
Okay, as you prepare for next week's game against the Axemen, we don't have any details as yet on the X game. Where do you go motivation-wise with the Huskies this week?
Well, I'm sort of type of coach. I like to think that every week, we can come out and give our best effort. It's not so much about motivation. It's about, having just, as an athlete at this caliber, that you realize that you have to perform at a certain level, and like motivation-wise, we knew it was going to be a little tough here, but we have definitely got to find something to pick these guys up here, because this is 3 games in a row where I don't think we've played our best football, and that doesn't sit too well with me right now.
And so you'll be forced to kind of dig deep, psych your opposition up, because we hear news out of the other conferences that there are tough teams out there as you run for the money.
Yeah, you know what, and that's true. There are tough teams out there, but there are tough teams out here too. And it's the old same old thing. Out here in the East, we don't get much respect. Our toughest games last year weren't from the other conferences. They were right here in the town. When you see as much as we do of each and every team, there are no tricks, there's no intimidation factor. It's just going out and executing as well as you can. And today, we had a couple of assignment breakdowns on defense that led to some big plays, and we just didn't execute well on offense either. So we're gonna sit back. We're gonna try to bring as much positive as we can out of this, and hopefully maybe it sort of gives our guys a wake-up call, and we'll be ready to go next week again.
I think the numbers were there for Forrester. He was over 300 yards and certainly set maybe a scene for the Mount Allison program for next fall. But you're 7-0 coach, and we appreciate your time this afternoon, and best of luck on the road to the venue.
Well, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us here on Eastlink Community Television. We've had the pleasure of speaking to head coach Blake Neal of the St. Mary's University Huskies. And for all of us at Eastlink, we appreciate your being with us this afternoon. The final score once again from Macaulay Field here in Sackville, New Brunswick. The St. Mary's University Huskies 25, the Mount Allison University Mounties 19. For Steve Ridlington, Eric Collard, and the Eastlink Community Television crew, thank you for joining us, and so long from Sackville.
You're watching Eastlink Community Television.